Watch this. Oh, hallelujah.
Get up right now.
I'm hearing something real powerful for someone.
And now listen to this.
Sent that man that reaching out to hurting people. Hallelujah. This is what you do. Something more than it was. Yes. Listen to this right here. I heard then, it was like the Lord spoke that through me then.
Oh, there it is. Get up right now.
There it is again. Sent that man that reaching out to hurting people. This is what you do. Something more than it was.
I like that, don't you?
Get up right now.
There it is again, so strong. Oh yes. Sent that man that reaching out to hurting people. This is what you do. Something more than it was. Amen.
Good evening. How is everyone doing tonight?
Oh shit!
Doing great.
I'm doing
That
well.
good, right? Yeah.
Woo! I
That good.
I don't know what it is about Tuesdays, but I keep getting sucked into drawing something at the worst possible time.
Hey, well, at least you're being productive. You know, I think that's the important part. So, and she froze. What a fun night it's going to be, folks. It is going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. Let's say hi to the chat real quick. Let's see who all's here with us tonight. We got Mad Ruth on the panel and in the chat. Welcome. We got 24 Eyes here. Awesome to have you. Phantasmagorical is in the house. Hey, what's up? Nice to see you here. Hey, Awatha is here. That's almost like Hubabakanda, right? It's similar. Not quite the same, but close. We got J Dollar Signs. Welcome, J Dollar Sign. Nice to have you here today. That tea isn't filling up much. No, it doesn't. It is. It's kind of stuck. Now, here's the question, though, guys. Are you a glass is half empty kind of guy, or a glass is half empty kind of guy?
I'm neither of those. I'm glass half full for sure. Always I'm the optimist.
I'm
I was gonna say it depends on what's in it.
Depends on what's in.
Drink the glass and pour another shot, you know?
Right, yeah. I am drinking the hard stuff tonight. I've got cherry flavored water. See you guys.
Nice.
Well, you know, I don't want to mess up. I just took my insulin shot and my medicine because, well, I'm an old fart, I think is what the kids call them. And so,
Do they still call them old farts?
oh,
That's
trust
what I was
me,
calling them when I was a kid.
my kids trust me. My kids call me an old fart all the time.
All right.
Blue Teddy is here. Welcome, Blue Teddy. It's good to have you. Good evening. Blue Teddy's a kid. Well, not really a kid, but, you know, younger. Do you call them old farts, Blue? Let us know. I'm pretty sure you do. Rob is here. Hail, chat. Hail, Rob. Nice to have you here tonight. We are looking forward to some fun times. Some fun times will be had by all. James Hayes is here. Hello, Luke Piper, Vic, Mads, and to all you fine folks frequenting the chat. I hope that you're having a great night. And I second that, James. Thank you for that wonderful, wonderful greeting to everybody. Devil Flyer is here. Hail, Vic King. Yes. Vic King and Devil Flyer. I believe you were on Devil Flyer's channel last night, weren't you? Yesterday?
Yeah, I'm frequently on Devil Flyer's channel. I'm doing some work for his company called Momentum Comics.
Momentum.
He's got a book out. Well, in demand right now. He's got an ash can for Devil Flyer, and I'm doing work for the supplemental that's going to go with it, and
cool.
then I'm going to be doing work inside the book for Devil Flyer, the actual comic when it releases.
Oh, very cool.
So, yeah.
Very cool. So yeah, we got a lot of campaigns going, a lot of campaigns coming. Piper and I's book, Rift Riders, is actually less than a week away? Maybe?
Yeah, I was feeling comfortable, and now I'm back into oh crap mode. Like,
Yeah. What's up, Mo Biggs? Welcome. You know what? We got to do a little housekeeping because we are like less than $200 away from hitting 10K on this thing.
Wow.
And we've got like a
That's
week
awesome.
to go. Yeah.
teasing me.
So yeah, it's like, okay, so here's the deal. We keep taking it out to dinner. And it's flirting. I mean, it's flirting with us hard. But the closest we've gotten is to the front door and just a little kiss and a good night. That's about all we get from it. So yeah, check out this trailer real fast. And we'll throw some links. We're going to be throwing some links up tonight because we have some fun stuff to talk about. We have a lot of fun stuff to talk about and some cool campaigns to show off. So here, check this out.
When your timeline reaches its Armageddon, what's a kid to do?
I'm not a...
Snag the keys to your mom's experimental ship, of course.
That's not quite how it happened.
Drift aimlessly in the rift between dimensions, trying to figure out how to operate it.
Now hold on a sec.
Pick up a few hitchhikers,
Hi! Hello.
and maybe solve a disturbing mystery that could lead to the destruction of reality itself.
You know, if there's time... There's always time.
I'm not so sure about that.
Get in on the adventure with the Rift Riders on Indiegogo.
Rift Riders on Indiegogo. Yeah, check that out, guys. Would really appreciate that. And Mo Biggs, you do have a wrench. Well, I see Mo says he didn't have a wrench. Mo does have a wrench.
I think that's. I only see Phantasmagorical saying they don't have a ring.
Oh, Phantasm wrench. What is that?
There we go. I was like,
I was like, what is going on?
What the hell did I just come
You
into?
never said that. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. Some craziness is ensuing at Vic's house, so we'll check that out. And oh, he just said my neighbors are fighting. Hold on.
Oh.
Yes, they are. They are. Something's going
There's
down.
neighbors in the room with them.
I don't know.
No, that's how thin his walls are.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
I thought the walls here were thin when my neighbors.
We got
were
Dreaded
fighting.
Dinosaur here tonight. Welcome. What's up? Eric Hodson. Eric Hodson is working on some really cool stuff. He's got a he's with Dave Brink and they're doing American Bliss. He's also coloring a cover for the next Hybrids trade, and he's done some work for me on art here coming out soon as well. So yeah, welcome. Nice to have you here tonight. And yeah, we've got who was murdering who? Yeah, good question. Good question. It's kind of crazy over there.
We'll get the news report as soon as our man in the field, Vic King, gets back to us.
Vic King, we're gonna full report. So yeah, you guys.
We've temporarily lost the feed, but he'll be back. We'll reconnect.
man on the scene. Hopefully he doesn't make it on the news. So I was just last weekend, I think it was. No, the weekend before, 2 weeks ago. I went and I had dinner with Phoenix Animation, the metalsmith of CG. So I had dinner with him at what I call Weeb Hell. It's a place called Super Saiyan. It's pho. So basically you go there and everyone's like, I love pho. I'm like, well, I don't really give a pho. So anyway, I'm salty. I'm just joking. It was decent.
Pho is good. I love pho.
It's okay. It was super. It was not bad. I'll tell you, if I was sick.
Go to. I mean, it is soup. But...
I mean, if like it was like great if like I was sick, if I was having a tummy issue, like that'd be perfect. Like
that's why I love it,
because
that's my secret. I'm always having a tummy issue.
Yeah, that's my secret. Always got a cranky stomach.
Yep.
But no, it was good. But so while we're there, we were talking about, there's this, every chat has its lore, where everybody, things happen and, people start talking about it. And one of the things that had happened in those chats that people started talking about, how he moves around all over the place with the cons and stuff, that he kills hookers, right? In a good way, people are just playing. But he actually told me the story about when he was in Orlando and he watched a hooker fall off, stumble, trip off the sidewalk and get hit by a car. And so people that live in Orlando saw him on the news, recognized his face. They're like, it's Phoenix. He's there. And there's a dead hooker. And they're like, oh, we knew it. We knew it. So
I think it's safe now.
Hopefully we don't have another Phoenix
Holy
animation
shit.
type story that goes on there.
That was crazy, man.
Yeah, dang.
Yeah, was I not? I thought I was muted the whole time. Was I not muted the whole time?
No, not the whole time. No. We went ahead and got you though.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. We all sit there for a second, like, what was that?
What was going? Yeah.
There's neighbors in my building that I don't know. They're trying to kill each other. I don't know what's going on. I mean, we're security cammed. Like the building I'm in, the cameras, because this building has had issues. Like the feed from the camera goes straight to the police station. So I don't know how, this doesn't, the police haven't even been here because, they've been chasing each other up and down the halls with tasers and handguns. So I have no fucking idea why.
Well, hopefully you can stay safe.
Oh yeah.
It's
I'm getting ready to duck. If you hear a big thud, that's me ducking to the floor.
Oh, I understand.
Bullets start flying, I'm ducking.
Two times I was on Black Rose, on B Rose's show, and the first two times I was on, and both times he had drive-bys while I was on with him. It was crazy, ridiculous.
Yeah, wow, yeah.
Yeah, we.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to gatekeep. When I do it, it's not always accidental. Sometimes I am intentional, but I was not trying to gatekeep you. I'm sorry. Chat's moving quick tonight.
We had neighbors, two houses down that there's a term my mom came up with back in Brooklyn she called it a hoopla house, and it's the house that gets rowdy, right? And these are the people that take their domestic fights and bring them out into the streets and just start screaming at each other like, "You're a fucking excuse my language, you're a effing a-hole," and you're a hoe, and all this stuff. Just 3 a.m, and you're just like, "Oh, the hoopla house is at it again." And that reminded me of it. And they just moved a month ago, and I'm like, "Oh, I miss my neighbors."
Right. I just got rid of. I didn't personally, but we just the apartments just got rid of a couple that were constantly if they weren't loudly causing shit with each other outside, they would start loudly causing it with neighbors. Like, they just would fight everybody. And it took forever for them to like finally get evicted for it. Now we just got usual like drug dealers and domestic like abuse and stuff, but uh we haven't gotten a replacement. We're gonna fight everybody on the street, neighbors yet.
No, at
So
least
most
I-
eggs, that shouting match was actually Anthony astrally projecting his inner turmoil over loving the new Interview with the Vampire series, but having to pretend he hates it for the review show with Allie.
my lawyers will be in touch for this defamation, Mo Biggs. I'm just letting you know.
Thank you for the super chat, J Dollar.
Look,
J Dollar sign. Thank you for the super chat. Says $5 to get Ruth to speak after Anthony. Also to fight Anthony. Okay, $5 for a blood match. Let's go, guys.
Ruth, you bastard.
Yeah. That's all good.
I
Now,
like
here's
your
the
new
thing.
camera angle, god damn it.
You like my new angle? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Well, you know, he's Canadian. Canadians are the nicest people on the planet. Like, they will rob you and apologize. Oh, I'm really sorry about this, eh? So sorry.
Not the ones
So
that
sorry. You don't
I
understand,
met, man. I met like half a hockey team, and they were terrifying.
They're probably just drunk and rowdy though, right?
You know,
Right,
I had
right,
to know.
yeah.
I had to. I went and,
And they probably weren't
went
all
and-
Canadian.
I no. They. It's a fucked up
Sibylle.
story, but I ended up like getting rescued by a bouncer from these dudes. It was scary.
Yeah, so yeah, I heard that you guys were on a stream yesterday, and did it get rowdy on your guys' stream? I'm talking to Vic. He was on.
Oh, on my stream. My stream
Yeah,
always
yours is-
gets rowdy.
It's always rowdy, huh?
Yeah, stop by. My stream's a trip, man. Because I stream late nights, and we get people
All
just
right,
let their
Gets crazy over here.
shirts hang out, you know.
Yeah, so I went to a con last week. I normally do a Sunday recap, but man, the drive was so long. I was just so tired. I was like, screw it. I don't even want to do it. And the reason why I set up the recaps on Sundays, like when I get back, is because I know if I don't do it live, I won't do it. Because newsflash, guys, I don't love recording things for YouTube. I love making comics, and YouTube gets in the way, right?
Yeah.
Of doing that. So if I'm going to do YouTube, it has to be somehow productive time for comics or promoting comics or something like that. I feel like the video editing process takes too long. It's just, ugh. I just don't care for it, right?
Yeah, and
So,
I suck at it, so I hate it too.
Yeah, so I stream, and when I stream, I'm very intentional about my time. When I do it, I stream with people that I like. I talk about things that I like, and I like to hang out with. It's kind of like my time to unwind for the week. And so I do 2 big streams a week. Tuesday night, this one right here, and then Thursday morning. And the Thursday morning is the long stream. It's like 2.5 hours.
Right.
It started out it was going to be an hour. How foolish we were. Just to laugh. Yeah, we tried so hard to like go an hour. The first week we went over. And we usually stay about an hour and a half here. We really do try to keep it a nightcap, a nerd cap, if you will. But yeah. But outside of that, I just, so I know I'm not going to do it if I don't do the recap. But I was at a con this last weekend, okay? And I'm there with Justin Sweet, Agent Zero Comics on Twitter, right? He's writing a book called Chrome Dog, and I'm the artist for it. Now, in LA, in the chat, is the colorist. So we've been working on this book, but I was in Clarksville, and he's just, an hour or so outside of Clarksville. So we're hanging out there, and he's pulling out some of these comics he's showing me that he got. And he has this little ash can of Pit by Dale Keown. And I'm like, oh, let me see that. It's beautiful. Because he wanted to show me a couple pages in there, that inspired him for something. And so as I'm looking at it, I go to the front because I always try to see who the creative team is that works on something. 2 reasons. Number one, so that I can admire their work. and hopefully maybe one day I'll work with him. Or 2, screw that guy, I can't stand him. Take your crap back, right? That, because I have refunded a book that I backed because I found out that the artist was a dude that was giving me a hard time on Facebook, and I was like, no, this guy is a freaking SJW, wiener schnozzle, So I'm like, I'm not dealing with this guy anymore. So I actually refunded on that one, but I looked and I noticed, I'm like, oh, Rubenstein is the inker. Rubenstein is literally 30 feet away from us, right on the other side. I mean, this is a tiny 3,000 foot little convention room, right? They have like 100 vendors in there.
And
Don't get me started on that. These guys
Jeff Rubenstein 30 feet away from you.
Yeah, like right there, right? Rubenstein's right there. He inked it. I said, dude, the inker is right there. Like, go get the tracer to sign this for you, right? And so he goes over and he talks to Rubenstein. We now call him Duschenstein. What a freaking D-bag.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Why? What happened?
Wow. Well, so the guy goes over there, he starts talking. He starts talking about how he discovered Dale Keown. I'm like, dude, you're an inker. Inkers don't discover pencilers, right? Freaking Dale Keown would have been discovered by somebody. Like, he's freaking amazing, right? It's like, you're a professional. Now, don't get me wrong. He's very good at what he does, and I value what inkers do, okay?
Right.
But I jokingly call them professional tracers.
Dale Keown won an art contest in Toronto to draw for, I think, Marvel. That's how he got his start. He
Right.
At Silver Snail Comics. I remember that because I grew up.
Right. But never mind that. Duschenstein discovered him, right? So he's sitting there and he's talking to him. And this is not a big room, and there's nobody coming up to the table. There's no line. There's nobody there. So it's like this just natural conversation that Justin's having with him. And he's like, oh, he goes, well, it's $10 for me to sign it. And he said the whole mood changed. He goes, yeah, okay, bye. Like that's that's what we're here for. And I'm like, wow. Like what a like. And so I realized something. So everyone that I've dealt with that is either in industry or wanting to be in industry, they're major D-bags. Like I had this guy that's so pretentious, and I'm not going to name his name because I can't remember it. Which probably irks him that I can't remember his name. But so the guy is behind us, and he's like, "Oh, I've got a book on Scout." Right now, I know the Scout guys, and I know a lot of the guys that are with Scout, and so I'm like, "Okay, well, which book do you got that's with Scout?" And I realize it's like this all ages book he's got, and I'm like, "Oh, so you're on Scoot?" He's like, "Oh yeah, Scoot," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's their kids division or whatever." Well, it's young adult, and he starts being all like, "Well, it's da da da," I'm like, dude, whatever, like it's. You got a kid's book on Scoop. Good for you. Congratulations.
Yeah.
So
own your accomplishments. Yeah. Like that's dude, you're getting published. It's an accomplishment.
Yeah, that's a cool thing. Yeah. Matt Knowles, a friend of mine, is he's on Scoot. Very cool guy. A dude that is a total douchebag and a total idiot. A waste of human cells. There are babies that are aborted that deserve to live more than this guy. Okay? Like and that is as mean as I'm gonna get tonight. Maybe not. But this guy, I mean, this dude's terrible. He's like a friggin' perv, but writes a kid's book. And so his book is on Scout, on Scoot, right? And I'm like, it's like, I said, some of the guys over there are nice. Some of them are douchebags. And I just left it at that. But like, yeah, the guy was like going around like, touting that I'm on Scoot. And I'm like, man, so he's going around talking to these other guys that are, quote unquote famous. And I started realizing the prerequisite for being, I guess, in the cool kids club is you got to be a D-bag.
Well, it's cutthroat, man. They don't have that friendly competition that we have here.
Yeah,
like over there, it's all phony niceness, and they're just cutting each other's throat behind each other's backs.
Yeah, and I noticed that in most of those circles, which, you know, and I talk about it.
I say, every now and then you get someone who's genuine and true to themselves, like Keanu Reeves. I don't think anyone's got Keanu Reeves ever being a d-bag.
No, nobody's ever got him being a
Right.
d-bag.
I hate to do this. I know I just jumped in, but I wanted to pop in and say hi. But I had a prior engagement that I got to go jump over to. So
Yeah, you go do your thing, man.
I will catch you guys next week.
Have a good night, MC.
See you, man. Yeah.
Later.
So anybody else have any experience with mildly famous people?
With like d-bags at cons, or
yeah,
or just pros as d-bags in general?
Yeah, either one.
Well, I'll tell you one. So about a year ago, me and Patrick Zurcher, right, who had always like taken the stance of being one of these lefty pros, anti-comics gate, and basically touting the corporate line, you know. We started talking again not too long ago, and I'm not saying the guy's getting red pilled, right? But he's coming off these stances that he used to have, right? Like, there was a big article, people got pissed at him, right? This was in the last couple of weeks, where during an interview, he was just like, you know what? Don't destroy Superman. Create a new character to fit the message that you want to put out there. And he got so much heat from everybody. He just threw up his hands and he was like, you know what? Look, when I write my stuff, I write it with I'm not saying that there isn't some politics in it, but I also have characters that don't have those voices. I believe in multiple voices, and I believe in which caught him even more heat. So he basically said, "Look, I'm not doing this political stuff anymore. I'm dropping it, you know." Which I'm like, you know what? Kudos, you know, like that's great. You know, I don't care if you've got political stances that I don't agree with, right? I don't think any of us ever did. It's about is it the overbearing message that you're trying to put through your books, whereas it should be the story. The story should wrap around the characters, not around the politics, right? If you got characters in there that have certain political views and you're expressing a couple of them through there, that's fine. You know what? There's plenty of like woke entertainment that's out there that I've actually enjoyed, even though the show or the entertainment is woke. I'll give an example. Magicians. It's got a lot of woke stuff in it, but it's one show that absolutely knew that it's about the characters, and it's about how you bring those characters to life. It's not about the politics behind the characters, you know?
Right, yeah.
And so I always enjoyed that show because of that.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, no, I don't like some of this woke stuff that's in it, but it didn't stop it from being entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing if it's in there. It's another thing when it's the message. Or the message, and a lot of people seem to be about the message.
The agenda.
Yeah, a lot of James has a funny story. So worst D-bag I remember at a con was a cosplay girl. They hinted that she would put out if you punched a certain guy. She was always picking different guys for the simps, then laughing over what happened. You know, I get it. Yeah, some of the worst. They talk about F boys a lot, but I think they forget about F girls, and they're certainly out there. And
that seems like the weirdest freaking like pastime. Right there.
Yeah. What'd you do? Like, I had a great time. I got some dude to simp on me and fight someone. But then you had to have sex with him because you promised.
Right?
Which is gross. Right?
It is definitely different than like going to cons in the days of past, when there were like booth babes, and they were always these girls that would come in dressed up as whatever character. Tons of slave Leias, no matter what con you went to.
Yeah.
Especially San Diego, right? You go to the Comic-Con and it's whatever. And to see the difference between like the way it used to be and then now where these women have found that they could make a living off the internet doing this with, either being Twitch babes or OnlyFans and stuff like that, it's a much different mindset, and you can quickly, when you go to a con now, you can quickly distinguish between like who is like a blood-sucking, ethot, and who are just like fans,
Yeah, the other thing I noticed is that there are people that clearly they were not picked on much in school, right? Mm-hmm. And they're there, and they just they act like they're elevated, right? And I'm like, dude, you're still at a Comic-Con. Like, at the end of the day, you're still here, like in the Comic-Con. Like that's like you're not cool.
You're a
like,
nerd like the rest of us.
Yeah, like we are nerds, man. That's what we are. One of my favorite parts about comic conventions is that people can just like let their weird show, like they should just be as weird as they. It's like their chance to be as weird as they possibly can, and nobody's questioning that stuff. I mean, people. I don't say nobody's judging because people are People are always judging. They're like, "Did you see that guy? Yeah, we saw that guy." But you let him be. You let him do his thing. And it's it's kind of funny. Now, we did have a little I don't know why Alexa does. Shut up, Alexa. Alexa, shut up. I don't even say your name. So, Alexa, stop. So get this. Goodbye. So get this. I will like flat out like be calling her name. Play some music. Moron, play some music, right? I just keep going. And she won't say anything. But I'm in the middle of a stream. I don't even say her name. And she's talking to me. She's like, we're having full conversations. It's ridiculous. I don't even understand it. Wiretap just knows when to intrude. But no, but as I was saying, it was it adds an opportunity for you just to be as weird as you possibly can be. But we had a little trouble at this con this last week. My wife was there helping me, and there were a couple guys that come up to the table, and they stayed there for 20 minutes, staring at my wife's boobs. I'm like, yeah, can we help you? And they just start talking, like small talk, but I mean they're like clearly just checking her out. My wife is wearing a t-shirt. She's very modest, but my wife is a beautiful lady, and blessed, we should say, and so so we finally got them to buy some books. They only spent like $4 at the table, so yeah, so that was unfortunate, but such is such is life at a con. But pretty girls do well at cons usually. They do pretty good at cons. So, Craig, you do any cons?
No, I got no con experience whatsoever. No.
Now you're up there in Canada, right?
Yep. So yeah, I mean, I grew up in Toronto. I mean, they had them, but just I never went downtown to attend any or anything like that. And now I'm east of Maine, so like my biggest threat out here is like bears and coyotes,
Right. Yeah.
But we do have a con scheduled for November, and Jim Shooter and Sam De La Rosa are supposed to show up. So.
Well, hopefully they're not jerks.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't run into. I've heard Jim is not really that bad, but who knows? I mean, I don't know. People say things and then it's not true. I mean, who knew Duchenstein was going to be the way he was, right? It's like, oh, here's this guy. He's got this thing, and it's like one of the most obscure little ash cans that you can find, and have his name on it. You thought you'd think he would think it was interesting or fun, but
well, it's just you always treat customers in kind, right? Like, you'd think so.
She got hit on. So Eric's wife was dressed as Chun-Li and got hit on by a drunk. Yeah, it's pretty funny. I am serenely calm. I am salty. I'm just salty. I'm just annoyed. So I had a doctor's appointment yesterday, and I talked to the doctor about my ADHD, and since the nap, everything's kind of reset. So all the things in my ADHD that I used to have in place to help, none of those help anymore. None of it works. So I get really like distracted easy, and then like I can get locked into a project for a long time, forget to eat, sleep. And she asked, she goes, well, are you irritable? And I said, can you not tell? Like, I honestly, this was, I said, could you not tell that I'm irritable? I mean, yes, I'm irritable. I said, I'm just annoyed with people all the time. Like, I didn't realize how stupid people were. Even the smart ones. They're just stupid. So stupid. My wife starts tapping my arm. Like, sorry. Yes, Yes, I'm irritable. So yes, I'm the salty artist, and that's why I'm the salty artist. So yeah, but all right, well, yeah. So I'm learning that there's a prerequisite in the industry.
Yeah, I guess so.
So here's the thing. I think Eric's got it right. The Rubenstein has a huge chip on his shoulder, and here's what I think happened. I think he got the invite to be in this show, and he gets there and he realizes it is a small 3,000 square foot convention center rated for 300 people that they easily tried to squeeze 500-600 people into. And he was a guest at this show at a Quality Inn in Clarksville, Tennessee. And, you know, yeah, I get it, you know, I get it. I miss the days when Shooter was in charge. You know, that kind of stuff, you know. Like, there was a day, we were great. We were rock stars. And now it's like, Rubenstein, what have you, who are you? Like, what have you done? They start throwing some ash can from the CG guy up in his face, and he's like, dang it. You know?
It's a strange one. Like, when your entire business is, I guess, for them, it's not customer service because there's a disconnect between them and the fans. And you don't see that in indie, but definitely it does not pay to be a jerk at any given time to anybody, because you have one instance that'll spread like wildfire, and that will continue on for decades, right? It's just it's a really bad approach in life in general, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like, if he's not doing current work for the mainstream, right? Which I don't know whether he is or not, but
yes, it is.
If he's like on one of these semi-retired bases, one of these inkers that's, you know, kind of getting pushed out because of age or whatever. I mean, cons become the whole basis of their finances, really, you know. So I don't understand that whole sentiment. I mean, look, Richard Friend, he you know, worked the industry, but he loved going to the cons, and he would get commissions to ink. You know, somebody would send him pencils of Jim Lee's work or somebody else's work, and pay him to ink the pieces for him. You know, so they could have them for their wall and stuff. Who else does that? Peter Palmiotti.
Yeah.
Right. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's really what it comes down to. It is about customer service. It's you know, I had mentioned to Justin, I said, you realize, I said, if Keown was sitting over there, he'd have signed it and he probably wouldn't have charged you $10 for it. And he goes, no, probably not. And I said, it's because, you know, because he's about the customer, you know, he's a good guy, you know, he's He sleeps on stream. And I joke because, like, you know, I watched a portion of that stream. In his first stream, the drunk sleeping stream, he had more people watching him while he was asleep than I do while I'm talking.
Right?
And I was like, I need to draw a famous character or something. I don't know.
I gotta tell you, don't knock sleeping on stream. You know, because I've been caught more than a couple times. But that's kind of the danger of what I do. I stream I stream every day. I stream my work every day, and like I said, I do a lot of overnights. So I'll start streaming like at 11 o'clock at night, and I'll stream right to 7 o'clock in the morning. And sometimes you just kind of fall asleep right at your table.
Right.
And my sleep streams have gotten many accolades.
Well, I guess that's good.
I need to try this. I keep almost doing them anyway, so involuntarily, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was on a stream with you a while ago, Piper, and you fell asleep. It was on a graded 0.5.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, I was on a graded 0.5 and you fell asleep. We're not going to sleep tonight. In fact, what I want to do tonight, I want to show a couple of trailers. I want to talk about I want to talk about some books that are out. What am I missing in the chat?
No, I'm yawning.
Trash Man will be famous. Yeah, everybody, you're about to fall asleep on this stream.
I know, I was trying not to say it, but I was like, oh, well, here's a bad time to have to yawn.
It's like, all right, you're going to fall asleep. All right, so anyway.
Yeah, I'm tired today, I don't know.
Anyway, let's check out this, let me see whose trailer this is. Let's do this one first.
We will march into the night. Let the fear sink in their eyes. We will roar our battle cries. The oath we shall carry strong. Rally up the swords and shields. Fight into the bloodiest fields. For the honor high decree. The heavens is on our side. Into the night, let the fear sink in their eyes. We will roar our battle cries. The oath we shall carry strong.
Nice. Nice job, Vic.
Thank you.
So did you do that trailer yourself?
No, actually, Dark Gift put the trailer together for me.
Okay.
So the beginning and the ending part, the singing part, is part of a song called Battle Cries, done by an indie metal artist named Peyton Parrish. His YouTube link is at the bottom of my campaign. He graciously gave me permission to use the song. Dark Gift try to match because that's an acoustic or not
Yeah.
acoustic, an acapella
Yeah.
piece. So Dark Gift created the music in the middle. He put together the whole video.
Sweet.
Great, he did a fantastic job. Dark Gift is a man of many talents.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he is. Yes, he
Yes.
is. So tell us a little bit more about what it is you're doing with this thing.
Okay, well, I am creating a story that is a nod to some of my favorite things: barbarians, horror, the old magazines that I used to love, the Savage Sword of Conan magazine, the Vampirella magazine, those type of magazines. You know, a little bit bigger than the comic books, and very impactful to me when I was beginning to read comics. So I've got this character named Beowulf, and he's my ode to both Conan and to Sinbad at the same time. So he's a little bit different. He's a little bit more adventurous than your typical Conan story. Not saying that Conan didn't do some adventuring, but it's not just straight up savage barbarian. Though this issue, I am dropping you in the middle of this magazine-sized epic, non-stop. It's like beginning of the book to the end. It's nothing but battles. The book starts out in a pit fight, right? And then it winds up a journey to a different land where he and his crew get attacked by Mer Lady assassins.
Mer Lady assassins. I like that.
He winds up finding himself in a sub-oceanic cave, where he is greeted by a horde of sacrificial virgins.
So
As
just
the
the
night
basic
progresses
Tuesday.
and he does what he does, Cathal comes along, this big sea demon right there, that guy right there. He comes along, and he's pissed off because he just sees that Beowulf just cucked him, and because what this guy did was the sea demon would impregnate all these women, and they would have their children would be the brood of Cathal, which is the big bad of the book.
Yeah.
Which are these half human, half mutant soldiers. Which after they find out that he's taking care of the sea demon, they're not too happy about it. So he's got to fight his way through 1,000 of them to get to the end of the book.
Just 1,000, huh?
Just 1,000.
Look at that butt grab. There's a butt grab on that.
Yeah. Oh, that's the Ale and Tail variant cover. Yeah.
Nice.
We have a backup story called Alazon. And Alazon is set in the same world. That's going to be the next book out from Vicious Inc. That story is going to be written by Ali Sanguis. It's Alazon is our co-creation.
Cute.
That right there, at the bottom was a cover of that's a trading card based on the pit fight in the beginning part of the book, where he's got to fight a dude and a saber-tooth-esque tiger. So that's kind of a peek at the beginning opening part of the book right there.
I like the Buccaneer boots. I notice little things like that.
Yeah, he's a bit of swashbuckling, like I said. Yeah.
I like that kind of stuff.
And that's our first stretch goal. So we're trying to get to 7K. When we get to 7K, everybody gets that beautiful Alazon and Nox. Nox is the name of her mini Mastodon. And everybody gets that trading card.
Dillard did that?
John Dillard.
Holy shit.
Yeah. John Dillard, I'm pretty tight with Dillard. We're good pals.
I just keep forgetting how exactly how big his range is. Like,
yeah. He also did the logo work for me for Beowulf too. So I'm, incredibly pleased with everything that Dillard has done to help Beowar. So yeah, he's been an incredible help, just helping me get the project together with a few different things like that. And
That's awesome.
That is awesome. Look at the colors. Nice,
Yeah.
nice contrasts.
The
Use of
cover-
value, yeah.
was colored by Michaela from Barbusco Comics.
Oh, sure.
And she's amazing. She's
She really
absolutely
is.
amazing. She's my go-to colorist.
Yeah, she's very good. Nice stuff.
Very cool. Yeah.
Nice stuff. So, 60 pages, magazine sized. Nice. So this is big.
Yeah,
It's a big old book.
it's a big old book. Yep.
All right. So we've got 2 days left.
Yes.
All right. So just I gotta ask, first 30 or second 30?
Oh, that's it. That's the end of the campaign.
Okay.
We did fund, but I
Yes.
will be going into demand.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I'm restructuring everything before I go into demand or not, or as I go into demand. But for the time being, until the 2 days is over, there is a special, the featured tier, which is the big all-in-one kind of tier. It's a tier Cathal. While the book is in the funding phase, you will get you get a copy of the original cover, you get a copy of the Ale and Tail variant, and you get a copy of the Peter Palmiotti variant cover. So you get a copy of all three.
Which one was Peter's?
I don't have the art for it yet. He's still doing the inks on it, but I have the pencils for it here.
Well, here, let's take a look at your pencils for that. Let me pull you up here. Oh, those are boobies.
So this is what Peter Palmiotti is inking right now. I'm sorry, my camera sucks for showing off whole pieces of artwork.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So we'll have the finished inks on that shortly. And then I just got to get it colored.
Very cool. Very, very cool. So yeah, this is going. I've been popping this link in the chat, guys. I want you to take a look at that and give it a look-see. You got 2 days left to get on this one, so check this thing out. It looks fun and violent, just like comic books should be.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yep.
And it's not it's R-rated. It's not like I know I talked about sacrificial breeding virgins, but
Don't give it to your kids.
there's no X-rated. It's not X-rated.
Yeah. But still don't give it to your little kids. Yeah.
Yeah, no, still don't give it to your little kids. It's an adult book.
I'm giving away
I think
comic
it's rated
books for
R.
Halloween this year. I'm giving away copies of I'm giving away copies of Hero Bot Zero from Arrow Comics and some Revolt books and then some Hybrids books. So I'm giving away those for Halloween this year. And it's because we got a couple extra copies.
Well, you know something I
laying
did
around.
see, and I wanted to ask you about real quick,
Yeah.
if you don't mind.
Sure.
I saw you were connected with Arrow Comics now.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I used to, when I was a kid, I used to go buy my comic books at Randy Zimmerman's two comic book stores.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Randy's a great guy.
Randy's awesome, man.
Yeah.
His dad was really cool too.
I never met him.
That goes back a ways.
Of course,
But,
I've never
yeah.
met him. I've barely met Randy. Randy and I both were sick at the same time.
Oh no.
So it's like, yeah, we kind of feel like we've kind of gone through this thing together. So it's like not in like a gay way or anything, but like in like a totally normal dude way.
Bro, dude way. Yeah, dude bro way.
Yeah.
We do got some cool things on this campaign. We got
Yeah?
the cover art is a blacklight tapestry, and
Oh, is that this first one? This thing here? Is that the cover?
that's that's the basic tier. That's the basic cover tier. That's $25 buy-in. And then we have a Bay of War cover T-shirt. It's a black T-shirt. Sizes are large, extra large, and 3X. So you would just have to let me know which size you would want.
Which one's a tapestry? Oh, here it is.
Tapestries, I think. Yeah, they're
Black
right there.
light tapestry. Did you? That's got Dark Gift all over it.
Oh, it might. They're 2 foot by 3 foot tapestries. They're very nice size.
You know, a lot of people
and they
don't.
come out beautiful.
You know, a lot of people don't use the word tapestry a lot.
Wall hanging.
Like, I mean, think about it.
What, is tapestry outdated or something?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, when was the last time you heard someone say tapestry outside of a Dark Gift stream?
Are you mean specifically for a campaign?
The word tapestry. When was the last time you heard it outside of
church.
a Dark Gift campaign?
The last time I was at a head shop.
In church. In church or a smoke shop.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's where you get it.
Actually, I was
That's where
looking
it's
for one recently. It's actually a blanket, but if I put in tapestry style, it gets the kind of blanket I want, like, really fast.
I did buy a tapestry at Disney, and it's still in the bag. We haven't put up the tapestry yet. And every time I say tapestry, I just slow it down. I don't know why. I say it like I'm just a little drunk. Tapestry. I don't know why. So guess what? Guess what I will not be having on my next campaign?
Those
Tapestry.
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 Yeah, won't be having any of those, but that's just me. That's just me.
Yeah, I just figured it was a cool way to go with the black light instead of doing like the poster, because I originally wanted to do a poster, but
It really is. Blacklight is really cool, and yeah, I'm sure the tapestry is much easier to ship than.
yes, and it lasts longer than the posters do because the felting
Me
doesn't
too.
come off.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
there's no felting. So,
it's forever, baby.
yeah,
Well, almost forever. It's for as long as you take care of it, baby.
right. Yeah. You hang it in the window in front of the morning sun, and it'll probably
Yeah. Well, in
Wash
Florida, that'll
out.
last all of about 6 weeks, I think. Yeah. But yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, it does look like you have some neat stuff on there, and yeah, looking forward to it. You guys definitely check that out. You know what? Before we head out for the night, we've got Mad Ruth,
yes,
Soul Tack here. Let's go ahead and we had him on last week, and he's just coming back, hanging out, chilling out with us. Real
Soul Tack is
talkative
looking
guy.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Mad Ruth's a real talkative guy.
Yeah, very good.
Just jumps in and just says a lot of hot takes. Tons of hot takes.
It's difficult with the subject you said because I've got zero insider industry experience whatsoever. Right? I'm
Yeah,
just a 30-year
same. I was
comic
kind of
book
off.
fan.
I wouldn't call it
kinda off.
insider information. I would call it, I went to a con and that dude was a douche.
I'm just a comic book collector for 30 years.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
haven't been to conventions in forever, and when I do, I go as a cosplayer, usually. Used to go as a hired booth babe back in the
Booth
day.
babes.
Yep.
We need to bring booth babes back.
I worked for a group that their whole thing was our models are actually into this stuff instead. So if your customers ask, like if your customers ask us questions, we don't give stupid answers that end up recorded and made fun of.
Well, it's fun. I technically have booth babes, but I don't call them that. I call them wife and daughter. That's what I call them. They come to help me, do all this, and it's kind of family business. And I'm like, well,
if you want to
technically
know
I have
industry
booth
stuff
babes.
about like the booth babe industry, I got you. But
Yeah.
it is
Well,
catty as hell.
Yeah. I just love like whenever people are new to conventions in the last 10 years, like, you know, maybe they haven't gone for ages, you know, when they've got these, you know, they're new to it and they start complaining about the cosplayers and the weebs and the furries. And I'm like, I know, right? I mean,
But it's a convention, like.
dude, but
Where else are you gonna put them?
I stopped going to conventions for 3 years because every time they would stick the artist alley back in the corner and the cosplay took over. And
That's true.
And I had cosplayers stand in front of my table for 30, 40 minutes at a time just talking about how they made their costume, keeping me from being able to make sales. And I was like, you know, they charged me $150 to have a table here for this weekend, and I didn't make any money. You know, I'm like, I can't
Yeah,
do this.
that's.
I
You should
stopped
at least
doing
be able to
conventions.
say, "Hey, can you move out from in front of my booth?" With that.
Well, yeah, you know, well, that was back before I was okay with people not liking me.
Gotcha.
You know, I stopped caring if people liked me.
Twitter
6 months ago.
Twitter has that effect on all of us.
6 or 8
Right?
months ago.
It hardens you.
That'll cure you of that real quick.
I think that's even just life experience, though. You realize, like, you can't please everybody. You just do your best, and you know what I mean. You should have your own goals and your own personal ambitions. And
Right, yeah.
you're worried about what other people are going to throw at you or what they're going to say, then you're going to have a hard time.
Yeah,
that's just.
Yeah. Let's check out this trailer, guys.
Sure.
Sweet action.
Oh yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, there you
I
go.
keep hitting the wrong button. Sorry, guys.
Oh.
All right, so no, man. I'll tell you, artist top tier, colors are banging. You got an orangutan in it.
Yeah.
Orangutan.
Yeah.
However you say it.
It's a orangutan.
No.
It's
No,
orangutan.
It's a story I've been cooking up for a long time. It's about 15 years I've been cooking this idea up.
Wait,
in my
hold
head.
on a second. Stop.
Oh, no worries.
Piper and I are arguing.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Fix it.
But it's a orangutan.
It's a
Yeah, it is
orangutan.
orangutan.
It's a orangutan.
No, you don't pronounce it literally for phonetic. Like, yeah.
Orangutan.
It's an orangutan.
Orangutan. There's no G on the end, guys.
Yeah, I'm not putting a G either.
Orangutan.
You're just over pronouncing the tan.
Orangutan.
You're doing a hard tan there. You put a hard tan on it.
Okay, the horse-like creature with black and white stripes. What do you call it?
A zebra.
Oh gosh.
It's a zebra.
No. All right, so the lady at church, her name is Debra. What do you call her?
I would call her Deborah.
Right. You would call her Deborah, because that's the way you pronounce that word.
No,
Zebra.
zebra sounds dumb. I
No.
hate zebra. I hate it.
But if you talk to an African, where they have them in their country, guess what they call them?
I can imagine.
They call them a zebra. It's a zebra. They also call them orangutans.
Well, I could see that. But
It's
I'm
an
not
orangutan.
African. You see.
Right.
I'm American.
I'm American, and
Yeah,
that makes me
pronounce
right.
things how I want.
That makes me right.
Yeah.
So you
Darn
got,
it.
You got a mouse. You got a mouse, and then you got mice, right? You got a goose, and then you got geese. But what do you do when you get to a moose? Hey, what's a bunch of moose?
It's
I
more
know.
moose.
I would like. They never did.
Mace?
They played with those rules
Mooses.
so much. They still play with those rules.
Fast and loose with those rules they play.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Because
what?
for the longest time, right, I was taught in school that the plural of octopus was octopi. Then I found out that no, now they're like, nah, it's octopuses, and I'm like, that sounds stupid.
That sounds real stupid.
Yeah, it's octopuses now.
It was octopi. Is it
Yeah,
cactuses?
I'm gonna keep saying octopi.
It's cacti.
But
It's
I
not
had to look
fungus.
it up.
It's fungi.
Like,
4
Yeah,
plus 1 is now
exactly.
7 too. So I mean, let's you know.
What
I
is
bet
that?
they changed it to funguses. This is what this is oh man, what is it called? No
It's
Child Left
zebra.
Behind, Common Core. That's
Zebra.
why they were like, our English rules are too hard. Let's just let everybody sound stupid. We'll change it. Since
Right, it's
nobody
working.
Can right, nobody can
It's
memorize
working.
octopi. Fine, it's octopuses.
Now they can't do math, and they can't
Right.
say anything. They don't know how to read, and their feelings get hurt all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't say words to them because words are now violent.
Oh, you see now too the like Merriam-Webster and stuff. They just go in and change definitions at a whim. Like, okay, well, all the kids think it means this, so we're just gonna change it to that.
So,
They can't be bothered to memorize the actual definition. We're just gonna change it for them.
so I'm a pain in the butt. Okay, I understand this. I am a jerk sometimes for fun. I have been at a museum with scientists that are paleontologists with the dinosaurs. And they will say some smart things, very matter of the fact things about a dinosaur. And then I'm like, yeah, so what happened to the Brontosaurus? It doesn't exist. I'm like, yeah. And why doesn't it exist? Well, because we put the wrong skull on it. And so that animal actually never existed. It's a Brachiosaurus now. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah. But you know what a scientist told me when I was in the 3rd grade and went to a museum looking at the dinosaur bones? They said that they were 1000% sure that this was a dinosaur called the Brontosaurus. You freaking lied to me then. You're freaking lying to me now.
You sounded like I just refuse to believe that like they changed, like anything has changed about the dinosaurs I learned about when I was a kid. Because I'm like, no, the dinosaurs that they accidentally made up are too cool.
They were way cooler. Here's
right?
the
I'm keeping those.
Here's the one thing we can be 100% sure about. We don't know crap about crap.
Yeah.
We don't know nothing about nothing.
There's things to teach kids as facts, and then there's things that they really should teach kids that this is what we think. Instead of saying this is a fact.
Well, people call feelings facts now.
I know.
I would say we're failing by not teaching people to think for themselves.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem.
Yeah, and there's no critical thinking. Like
Right.
when you make a statement like, okay, well, you told me before that the Brontosaurus was real, and you were so positive that you had it figured out, and now you realize that you're full of crap, right?
Well,
Would you please just, isn't there the minutest of possibilities that you are wrong now too? No. Like, you're so arrogant because you were so sure that you didn't have it wrong then, and you did, and then you had to be like, oops, my bad, right? But you didn't do it like all at once, like, hey guys, we kind of screwed up on this one. There is no Brontosaurus. We screwed it up. No, you slowly did that crap in the history books, in the science books, and then when my kids come home and they say, oh, this is a Brachiosaurus, I'm like, what the frick is a Brachiosaurus?
Exactly. I know. Right?
They didn't talk about a Brachiosaurus when I was like, there's no such thing as a Brachiosaurus. That's a Brontosaurus. No, you see, it has a different head, Dad. Yeah, because the artist sucks. I don't know.
Yeah, the artist. I love that. I do remember within my childhood the T-Rex getting a glow up though, because when I was really little, he was dragging his tail on the ground, and I got just a little bit older, but was still like hardcore into my dinosaurs. And they were like, "No, his tail goes like this," and I'm like, "Oh, that's way cooler. He looks way less derpy now.
Yeah, his tail goes like
Still
this
got the
now.
tiny little arms, but he looks way less derpy now."
Why does it go like that now? Because we had one of the bones flipped around backwards. Oh,
Right.
okay.
Oopsies.
Yeah, so you guys are really bad at puzzles.
Yeah, no, they've accidentally made dinosaurs a few times because of two different dinosaurs. Basically, I guess dying on top of each other, and them guessing.
Yeah,
They
like
still don't know
different
if
time periods too.
they look like lizards or birds. They still can't make up their mind.
They don't know.
See, now that's one that they're not
don't
really
know
gonna
about
know
nothing.
because if you get way down into the basis of both, they're almost the same animal. It's just that then they replace scales with feathers, and without that biological.
Hey, you know what? I'm not buying that. I live in frickin' Florida, and I can tell the difference between a frickin' lizard on my window and a woodpecker on my
Well, now,
soffit.
yeah,
I can tell the
now
frickin'
we
difference.
100% can, but at the time, you don't. With what you have,
At the
you
time,
can't tell.
Hamalana?
Exactly.
I'm not a smart man.
They're gonna have to dig up one that's completely preserved, scales or feathers and all. And until then,
Yeah, that's
that
not-
one's
that's never
gonna
gonna
be a
happen.
guess. That one's
An
gonna be a
amber
guess.
rice or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's never gonna happen. That's never gonna
Actually,
happen.
the science oopsie that I'm the most pissed off about is Pluto. I really wish that they would make up their damn mind about Pluto.
Am I a planet or aren't I?
This poor fucking thing, this poor rock, like, it's a planet my entire childhood, and then all of a sudden, no, we think it's a moon. And I'm like, oh, well, that completely changes everything. And then
A
they're
moon
like,
for what?
yeah,
There
and then
might
they
be
were
another
like,
planet out further.
no,
Oh.
because they thought it was like a huge, because its orbit takes so long.
Yeah.
It needs to. We're guessing during its entire orbit until we find out what it loops around, until it completes an orbit while we're documenting it. So we're just guessing while it's on its little journey. And the scientists were like, "Oh, it's totally a planet," and then they were like,
But
"No,
don't
it's
question the science.
right?"
I
But then they're
feel
like, "Oh
bad.
no, wait, it's a moon. It's this planet's moon. It just has the most wide orbit, and it's going to go around this planet." And I think it was Jupiter. They gave Jupiter another one or something. I don't know, Saturn, somebody, but
Don't know.
I feel
And they
bad
were
for
like-
another planet, though. I feel bad for the planet Uranus, the first victim of cancel culture.
yeah,
Uranus.
this
Yeah.
is true. I don't
And
know.
what
I
were
think
they
Pluto
thinking?
got canceled. Pluto was like,
Oh.
"No, we're taking away your planet card. You've been
Uranus is-
downgraded to a moon."
Is too that's too sophomoric. People are giggling about the name. Let's change it to Uranus. Oh, that's much better.
Yeah, I was like, yeah,
It's
that's what I
pronounced
thought too.
Like
They
it's
started
not,
trying to
so-
pull that when I was in high school, and we were all like, "Yeah, no, that's no." We're like, we know how that's pronounced. Y'all ain't fooling nobody.
Look, yeah.
And not only that, but calling something Uranus still sounds goofy. Like,
Still sounds stupid. Yeah.
I'm sitting here trying to find my "is it stuck in Uranus" button. Like, I have it here.
Stuck-
Damn it.
This is my StreamYard, Piper. It's not your StreamYard.
I'm like clicking on the chat that I can't do anything with. Like, oh, what? Oh, where is everything?
I try to get the thing and to do the thing, but it doesn't do it.
I know if
Don't
you're a
understand.
YouTuber and you go on other people's shows, you do feel like you're like, oh, I can't highlight that chat. I can't.
Right?
What am I doing here?
You think you can? You got like me. I got it because my screen's gone on my laptop, so I got it hooked up to my monitor, my X-Pen monitor, and so I got my stylus, and I'm touching like different chats in the chat, going, why isn't it showing up?
It's like, what is going on?
What is going on?
What a story, Mark.
Anyway, we're coming up on the hour 17
Wait, I
mark.
gotta finish telling you about Pluto.
Oh, tell me about Pluto.
Then it got semi-upgraded to a microplanet.
A micro.
Which I'm like, why can't you just call it a planet? I don't, but and now I think it changed again, and I don't know what it is now. But yeah, poor Pluto is gonna keep changing whatever it is, just as much as dinosaurs are gonna keep swapping body parts. I think.
Yeah, remember when aliens definitely didn't exist? Remember that?
Yeah.
There's no such thing as UFOs. And then in 2020, they're like, yeah, by the way, UFOs are real.
Yep.
We have no idea what they're coming from.
What I like.
Nobody does.
What I like the most about that is when they announced that, everybody was collectively like, "Yeah, we been new." Nobody cared.
Yeah.
Like we were like, "Yeah, duh."
I was like, yeah, I know, but where's the toilet paper?
Right? Yeah.
And those murder hornets, they were nothing. Do not call something a murder hornet, and then it like, let's talk about how something underperforms. Wow. Murder hornet. Anyway, go back.
That's because murder.
Go back,
hornets
Sultar.
didn't really make it over here, really.
Go back, Bale War. Go back, Soltak. I call it Sultar.
You blended the two together.
I did.
That means we have to do a team up book, man.
They do. Yeah,
Yeah.
crossover.
It's got to be
time.
called Sultar.
And it's got, yeah, Sultar.
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 Sultar. Sultar. Kids, that means it's time for Luke to go to bed. That's
I
what that
just
means.
like I was the end of the thing, and I finally like got my second win
Yeah.
at the end of the stream.
Just in time for
we're
us to
talking
close down.
dinosaurs now. Hell yeah!
Piper's like, I like dinosaurs. She's gonna go.
Dinosaurs.
She's gonna go. She closes down the stream. She's gonna go watch Jurassic Park.
Yeah, no, that was
Yay.
the original, man. That blew
So
my
good.
mind. As a
It was
kid.
so
I
good.
Still love that. Yeah.
I still like it better. Of course, I like Chris Pratt.
I like
But I'm
Chris
always
Pratt,
like,
but
I'm always like, what's Andy doing with those dinosaurs? What's Andy Dwyer doing with those dinosaurs?
yeah, it's like nothing. The first one, the first Jurassic Park was so like huge and effects wise like groundbreaking and stuff.
Very
that just,
cool. Yeah.
Everything after it is just like
With that music, when they come up in that Jeep, and that music, da, 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 and the dinosaurs, vroom, vroom,
John
and there
Williams,
was a,
can't go wrong, right?
and there was a brontosaurus in that thing, vroom, vroom, da, 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 and he's like, it's the glasses. Yeah, it was awesome.
Actually, the funniest thing I think about Jurassic Park is how, aside from the word Jurassic, because most of the dinosaurs they used were not from the Jurassic period.
They were not from the Jurassic period.
Yeah, the cool ones weren't. But Jurassic Park sounds cooler than what would it really need? I can't remember.
Mesatoan or something like
I think yeah.
Mesatoan Park. What?
But the funniest part about that though is they used what we knew at that point
Yeah.
about dinosaurs. And
what
then
else is-
stuff
yeah.
kept changing, and everybody kept going, "Look, Jurassic Park's not accurate anymore." And you're like, Jurassic Park still had the coolest version of the animals and the dinosaurs until like science
But it
found out
was-
that they made them on accident.
Yeah, it was never accurate.
And they tried to retcon in the next one. Like,
in the
who slapped
history
some
books,
feathers on this thing?
In the science and history books, I remember there was a picture of a T-Rex eating a Triceratops. And they said they wouldn't even exist in the same time period. Like, oh, my whole... Was any of my education accurate?
Everything dashed, yeah.
Yeah, was anything
Yeah.
that you taught me accurate? It's like now I got freaking millennials and Gen Zers like, oh, you're an idiot. Like, no, they just changed everything.
Yeah.
Like, I was smart. I passed all those tests.
Right? I was going to say, I was smart at the time, and then all the smart people changed the answers.
Yeah, now if I took the test, I'd be a freaking idiot.
Right.
Like, he needs to go in the... He needs to go in a different class. They were like, okay, let's spell this out again. It's called Common Core. What? What is this?
Dude,
We start with
trying to
zero?
help
What?
I'm trying to help my son with math when I'm sitting there going, there's a way faster way to do this, right?
Yeah,
Here's
just
how
do it
you
in your
do it.
head.
And he goes, we're not allowed to do that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, when I was in school, we weren't allowed to do it the way you were doing it because that way takes like 10,000 times longer
Yeah.
and is overcomplicated.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
not allowed to do it your way. We'll get in trouble if we just this. No, we have to this plus this plus this. Like, it was so weird.
Oh, no, it's funny. My son's... Both of my kids are pretty smart. They get that from their mother, not from me. They're both very smart. My son, very, very quick on things. And he will, like, he takes quizzes. He's homeschooled. And he does his stuff online, right? And he will skip the lessons, go straight to the quizzes. Because we told him, if you can pass the quiz, you don't have to do the class. Because he's like, I already know this stuff. I don't want to do it. I'm like, okay, well, if you know it, take the quiz and prove me wrong. And he took the quiz and proved me wrong. So I was like, well, okay, that backfired. So now the rule is, if you can pass the quiz, you do not have to sit through the e-learning. And so that's what he does. He's like, oh yeah, I know this already. I'm like, how do you know this? He goes, oh yeah, it's just like, this is simple. And I'm like, okay, then take the quiz and you'll fly right through it. It's ridiculous. Except for history, because he doesn't know anything that happened ever in time forever. And so that and social studies, he has to take the e-learning and he hates it. So that's like the last thing that he does. But science, he just can figure it out like easy. Math, just easy. And so one of the things he had to show his work. And he's like, I don't want to show my work. And I'm like, come on, just show your work. It's just write down how you did it. And he goes, I'm not sure how I did it. Like, what do you mean you're not sure how you did it? He goes, I just this and this, and he came up with it. And I go, well, just write that down. He goes, that would take forever to do that. And I go, yeah, that's Common Core math, bub. That's what you got to do now. And
Dude, I hated having to write out the problems when it wasn't Common Core math, and then seeing my son have to write out the problems with Common Core math. I'm like, dude, my patience would not have been able to handle.
But yeah, these kids graduating high school, man, they're going and they're working at at the Wendy's and the Arby's, and they can't do basic change.
Yeah,
if
they're getting high school diplomas, and they can't.
Tell them.
They're almost illiterate and cannot freaking count. Like, it's ridiculous.
So we went to the Skechers outlet today, and we got a couple pairs of shoes at the outlet. And when we get up there, I get up to the counter, and there's this little gal up there at the register, and we saw this water bottle. Well, it's water, coffee, it's for beverages. It's supposed to keep them cold for a long time or whatever. My wife's getting ready to go on a cruise with her friend. So they're leaving next Monday. They're going to go on a cruise for 2 weeks, a ladies' cruise. Have a good time, Get away from the guys, relax a little bit. Eat, kick, let their hair down, kick their shoes off. So we went to go buy her a new pair of shoes so she can kick them off. And, but so while we're there, we're looking at this water bottle because she wanted to get a water bottle to take with her. That's, I don't know all the reasons, and I don't care. She wants a water bottle. We're going to go get it because.
Did I have a funny saying on it?
I love her. No. No, because she deserves a water bottle. That's why. So I'm getting her. So I'm like, let's get you a water bottle. And we see it and we like it, and it was neat. It was pretty. It was like that. It was not opalescent, but like that color shift kind of stuff.
And it looked really neat. Whatever.
Yeah, the color shift. Yeah. I
love those
stuff, yeah. And so I'm like, man, that looks really cool. So we go up there, and I had already examined, opened it up. There was no tags inside. Nothing on the outside. Looked on the bottom. No price. No pricing on the shelf. Nothing. So I go up there and I said, yeah, there's not a price out for this. Can you tell me how much this cost? And she flips it over and looks at it. And I go, yeah, I didn't think to do that. Before I could even stop it from coming out. It just...
Oh, no.
I'm like, yeah, I didn't think to do that. And my wife was like, I hate it when people act like I'm an idiot. I go, right? Yeah. And so as I'm talking...
Granted, it might be instinctual habit.
Yeah, but I didn't look, right? Like I'm an idiot. Oh, there's the price, sir. Oh, I didn't think to turn this thing over. I'm so stupid. This does that now? When did they start making them to where you could do that? Just annoy me, right? So she wants me to sign up for this Skechers thing. I get 10%. And I go, okay, well, does that affect the sale? And she goes, the sale? And there's this giant sign. I mean, talk about a tapestry. The thing is as big as my wall. I mean, it's giant. It's this giant red sign. The first half of it says sale in white letters against a red background. Exclamation point. S-A-L-E. Exclamation point. Sale. And on the bottom, it says off your second pair of shoes. 50% off your second pair of shoes at the bottom. I go, okay. And I said, does that affect the sale? She goes, sale. And I said, there's a sale. And I pointed. That? See that? Right there?
Yeah.
This thing 10 feet away from me.
Work. Oh
that thing. Sale. That. Does it affect the sale? Well, that's different than the sale, sir. I understand that. But is that 10% on top of the sale price? For the sale, and do my shoes qualify? Because it said on shoes that qualify. She goes, well, these qualify. Pointed to two of them. We had 4 pairs of shoes. And the sale, we read the fine print that they have to be the same category of shoe and they have to be of the same value, right? So you can't buy a Croc type shoe and a tennis shoe and get 50% off your Croc shoe because they're 2 different categories. So you have to buy shoes from the same category, roughly the same price, and so that's what we did. We bought 2 pairs of shoes from the tennis shoe section, 2 pairs of shoes from the, I guess it's basically Skechers' version of a Croc, right? 2 pairs of those. They're better looking than a Croc, so we liked them. You know, I want a pair to be able to mow in, and my daughter wanted a pair because she's works at a dog daycare now. She works at a so she needs something to run around in, and you know that doesn't have to worry about getting dirty or messy or anything like that.
Yeah.
So she wanted a pair, and so we got those. I said, okay. So we knew that we should be able to get one of those 50% off of that category, and one of them this. Now, thankfully, the register does all the hard work, because this poor gal would have never gotten there.
Oh,
right?
my
She would have never
God.
figured it out. So it turns out that it is 10% off of the sale price. So not only did we get this, we wound up saving like $60-some. It was pretty nice. Yeah, it was pretty nice. So, yeah, so I was like, sale. She goes, sale? Sale. That? And it wasn't the only sign in the place. Every 10 feet, there was another red sign that said sale on it. And all of them said the same sale. 50% off your second pair of shoes.
But now, is that her fault or the manager's fault? You know?
Oh, dear God, please, let's not blame the manager.
Look. The manager
Yeah,
did hire this person that apparently can't read.
Man,
and didn't put her in the back to stock, put her in the front at the register. That is kind of a management problem.
Blue Teddy says, in full fairness, I've worked at retail, and like some customers are that dumb. Maybe they are. Maybe they are.
Look, I am all for equal opportunity employment. It's just that usually the managers know the capabilities of the people that they employ. So when they have special needs, they set them up with stuff that they are able to do without.
Oh, she was not special needs. This is
she is now.
she graduated from the Duval County school system. That's her special need. Yeah, that's her.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, they probably hired her, taught her how the register worked, and then that was it. Gave her shifts, and no
I was
other
gonna say
thought put into
to
it.
also be fair, I will say this, that I have like worked some shitty jobs where they're just like there's no they didn't bother training. They were just like,
hey,
all right,
look,
go do work, and it's like
hey, look, I'm tired of being fair. I did that too, right? For 2 years, I actually started for holiday season at Guitar Center a couple years ago because I wanted to make a little extra money for Christmas. I work at Guitar Center. They gave me 0 training. I figured out how to work the register on my own and how to work their system on my own. Took me a minute, okay? And when I say a minute, I mean it took me 30 minutes to figure out how the freaking register worked, okay? And most of that was trying to remember what my dang login was, right? And I'm like, okay, what is the login again? So I remember the login and remembered what the code was. Like, oh my gosh. There was this one guy they called 111. Okay, so a sale is 01, right? And a return is 11. And I never knew why, like, at first when I come in, why they called him the 111. They call him 111. Because he buys it and he will come back a couple days and return it. Like, that was his thing. That's how he got over his gear acquisition syndrome, his gas problem. He would go buy the gear, and then a couple days later he would have buyer's remorse and return it all. And it's like, yeah. And then use that money to buy something else. And then come back a couple days later and return that. I mean, this was just an endless cycle with the guy. If you looked at his account, it was 0111, 0111, 0111, 0111. And I kid you, nothing in between 0111, 0111. It was hilarious. So I got real used to those were the two main codes. So I figured it out. I figured it out because I'm a Gen Xer, and you just had to figure it out, right? No one's coming around to hold your hand. No one's going to feel sorry for you. Just figure it out. Put on your big boy shorts, right?
Right.
Put on your granny panties and figure it out. Just figure it out.
I'll just put on some pants. I hate pants, but I'll do it.
Put on your big girl shorts.
There we go, big girl shorts.
Figure it out. That's what we did. We figured it out, right?
It's true.
And
but like I said, like I was given jobs where they were just like, all right, go do it. Like, you're hired, go do it. And I'd be like, okay.
Well, that's why it was so important that, like, when we were all in school, they taught us critical thinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah, no one knows that now.
They don't do that anymore. They're robbing the kids, you know?
Yeah.
They can't problem solve.
These are like, kids that are like, unless you expressly tell me how to do it almost every time, I'm glad my son is not that. I don't know how a bunch of Gen Xers managed to raise like a bunch of these.
I don't either.
Or whatever.
I blame the millennials. I mean, the boomers. It's boomers that had kids late is what happened.
I think it's too busy. Everyone was too busy to pay attention to kids and trust the system to raise them for them, and that's the biggest mistake right there.
I've never been the, I'm sorry, miss. I'm not that guy. In fact, I was I was trying to order at Wendy's food tonight. This happened tonight. So as you can tell, I've dealt with a lot of stupid today, and I have a very low tolerance for it now. So I'm dealing with this stupid, right? And so I'm ordering my son's sandwich. He wants a double. He wants a single with cheese, plain. Just wants a single with cheese, plain, right?
Oh no.
From Wendy's, and I go, okay, so all right. The first thing is a single with cheese, plain. Is that a number one plain? No, it's not a number one. It's a single with cheese, plain. Single with cheese is number one. And I go, yeah, but I don't want the combo. I don't want the meal. I just want the sandwich, a single with cheese, plain. She goes, so you want a number one, plain? I said, no. I said I want the single with cheese. I said I want the single with cheese, plain is what I want. And she goes, well, so that like a number one. And I go, fine, if that's what you need to call it. Yeah, I'll have plain. Okay, well, what do you want to drink with that? I don't want the drink. I don't want the combo. I want the sandwich by itself with nothing on it but meat and cheese. And the manager goes, sir. He stops in. I'm like, how many of you does it take in there to take an order down? Well, I'm the manager, sir. And I'm like, I don't freaking care. I want a single with cheese, plain. Okay. Will that complete your order? No. Okay, well, what else would you like? I would like a baked potato. We're out of baked potatoes. Oh, dear God. And I speed off. And I'm like, no, we're done. And I'm like, this. I said, I can't do it. And we wound up trying a new place tonight. And I really liked it. And they were very smart and very helpful.
Yeah.
I was like, I've never been there before. So
I went to Arby's not too terribly long ago. And the first thing I ordered, they go, we're out of roast beef right now. And I was like, why are you even open?
This would be a great place for an Arby's.
Yeah. Like, you don't even have roast beef. And no lie, we decided to try. And okay, well, what else is left on the menu? That knocks out over half
What
of
else is there here?
Right?
So
and
now,
no lie, everything else we started saying they were out of.
Yeah,
to the point where I did flat out say, why are you open right now?
Sure. I said, which manager forgot to place the order this week?
Yeah, like who's
like, it was, who got rode up? who got fired this week, man? I'm telling you. So we did go to Arby's today for lunch, and
oh,
with
nice.
this.
So did I.
Yeah,
it just wasn't the
You know, it just wasn't the instant at the Arby's.
Yeah.
So they got this thing called Diablo, whatever. I don't even know what it is. They got the sandwiches. And they have this challenge that if you can eat the sandwich and the fries without taking a sip, they'll give you a milkshake. And I'm like, well, that's not worth it. I'm like, that's, you know, why would I do that to myself? That's stupid. And I like hot stuff, right? So, I mean, I do enjoy it.
Yeah,
I
but
do
if
enjoy
you
hot
still
stuff.
have to buy it, then that's like...
Yeah, and I'm like, yes. I'm like, I don't really care about that. But anyway, so they have fries. They're the new loaded fries. They're Diablo, and they've got the spicy barbecue sauce, some Cajun spice seasoning or whatever, and jalapenos and melted cheese. And I'm like, that sounds delicious.
Right, I saw it today, and I was tempted, and then I was like, no, I don't want to go through that hell later. Like,
Oh yeah, I'm going through the hell now.
That was fun in my 20s, but no, I'd pay for it too much.
Right?
Aptly named, let me tell you. Diablo, because they are hot as hell. I could not finish eating them. I was like, oh my gosh. Now, I eat some hot food, and I have some hot barbecue sauces that I have bought that I have at home when I'm feeling frisky. I'll break it out. I'm like, okay, we're going to hurt tonight. You know, and I'm like, but I was like, that is the hottest barbecue sauce I have ever had in my life. Like, it was like they just like wrung out jalapenos into it. Like, it was the hottest thing I have ever had in my life. It was delicious, but I was like, I mean, I took a couple. I'm like, I am snotting. Like, sinus is draining. And my stomach is like all the way down, the esophagus all the way down, burned from the spice. And I'm like, yeah, that is cruel to ask people to not only eat that, but the sandwich was that, but the bun was jalapeno jalapeno bun, right?
yeah.
So it was a hot. The bun was
that
hot.
whole sandwich was red.
The whole thing's red, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is just cruel to ask people to do that on TikTok. Nonetheless, you had to do it on TikTok, right?
You had to
And
film
I'm
it
like,
on
yeah,
TikTok, and
no.
all you get is a milkshake.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm gonna get a lot more than that. I need views, and I'm gonna need some followers from that. I'm gonna need you to pay my medical bills, because this guy's got to go to the guy, whatever they call those people, the ones that deal with your stomach. They've got a special name.
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah. I had one for a minute. Yeah, I can't remember what I have so many specialists, I can't remember what all the specialists are called. But I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, it was pretty messed up. So.
I would get chewed out so hard if I ate that. But yeah, just a milkshake. That means that you don't even get the milkshake right away, right?
No, you get the milkshake afterwards. But here's the thing. You're going to have the dang milkshake. Mm-hmm. If you don't have the milkshake, you are going to die. Like...
Or, I mean, if they want it on TikTok, you still have to do it there, though, too, like, in front of them. But also record it for TikTok.
You have to do the TikTok, yeah. And it was like, I'm like, you are going to, if you do this, you will die. I'm like, this is so hot. Like, I mean, I like hot food, but like I said, I could not finish the fries.
No, they should give you like lifetime of milkshakes. Like,
right.
Anytime you go through, you get a milkshake because you've got the Diablo card and the medical bill or whatever to throw back.
You've got the visible hole in your stomach.
Yeah, I was gonna say
from where he's eating through, where stomach acid is just
bag to
spurting out. Yes, this is where the sandwich.
A free milkshake a month for a year or something. That would
get a special like Arby's branded fucking colostomy.
It's crazy, yeah. Crazy. So yeah, that was a fun experience today.
Yeah.
Needless to say, I've eaten a lot of Tums afterwards, and I'm like, wow, that was crazy hot. That was crazy hot. And but I'm probably gonna go back tomorrow and get some more. So they were delicious.
Go back and get the sandwich this time.
No, I can't do it. I can't do it. I didn't finish the fries. I couldn't. I tried. And my daughter, she's tough. She's like, oh, I eat hot stuff all the time. She just had 2 buffalo chicken things or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, let's see what you got.
Oh, buffalo chicken.
She takes a bite. She takes a bite of it. It's no big deal, right? I'm like, okay, well, where's that second bite at? Come on, hotshot. You're so tough. Where's that second bite at? While you're over there sipping on your Coke. It's hot.
It's nothing. Got any milk?
Like, it's hot. It's ceremoniously hot. It doesn't need to be that hot. My son tasted it, and he likes hot stuff, but only if it tastes good. He goes, it doesn't even taste good. He goes, it's just too much jalapeno flavor. And I go, yeah, it is a little overboard on jalapeno.
That's me. I love hot stuff for the heat, but the actual source of the hot stuff needs to be adding to the flavor of the thing.
Yeah.
I don't like food that's hot just to be hot, and all you can taste is ouch and nothing else.
I love hot sauce, but my
Yeah.
favorite hot sauce is Texas Pete.
That was a good one.
That's a good one. Frank's is pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
And for
their
more
slogan.
mild days, like my son, he'll swear by like it used to be me in Louisiana. I would swear by Tabasco or like one other
I
sauce.
just don't like Tabasco. I feel like Tabasco is
It's
too
mild.
hot with not enough flavor.
To me, the reason I liked it was because it would add heat to something else without overpowering its flavor. So
Yeah.
it would be like my add to just about anything
Yeah.
to up the heat, but not change the flavor.
So that's the thing.
much.
I don't just want to add heat. I love the flavor. of
Have you ever had
cayenne.
Tapatios?
I have not had Tapatios. What is that?
Tapatios is a hot sauce. It tastes a little bit like the hot sauce you get at Taco Bell, but it's way better.
Wait, I might have. Does it have a wooden cap?
No,
Okay.
no, that's Chuchiro, I think.
Okay.
Oh, Tony's. Tony's is another one I'll swear by. That's flavor. You can get flavor and heat from. But no, Tabasco is, I like the taste of pizza already. I just want spicier pizza. So I want my pizza to keep tasting like pizza.
Yeah.
But
It's
Well,
like-
I guess,
I used to put Frank's on my pizza. Yeah.
It's like comics.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, there's a
Frank's
comic out there for everybody. There's a hot sauce out there for everybody. Mine's Texas Pete. I love Texas Pete.
Texas Pete's not bad. Texas Pete is good for if you're making your own buffalo sauce.
Yeah.
Texas Pete is good for that. Yeah.
I stick Texas Pete on just about everything. I kid you not. When I make pancakes, it's syrup and Texas Pete. I put hot sauce on my waffles and my pancakes. Yeah. If you've never tried it, mind blowing. It will change your world. Change your life.
I like hot sauce on when I get chickens and waffles.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
That's actually where I learned about the syrup and hot sauce mix. I
I'm sitting
went
here
to
like,
get chicken
I
and
haven't
waffles.
done that yet.
and
But
they
you know what I
mix the-
have had?
What have you had?
Is like these these gourmet chocolate bars that are made with spices in
Oh
them.
yeah, I've had those. Yeah, those. are pretty
And
good.
that was because I was like, that doesn't sound like it would taste good. It was interesting.
Cayenne pepper and some dark chocolate is delicious.
Right? Yeah.
Delicious.
That
yeah.
was one of the first ones I tried was like a cayenne and dark chocolate. And I was like,
Yeah.
that's interesting combo. That's
So
cool.
so now when I cook bacon, I will mix honey and hot sauce,
Oh,
and
yeah.
right before I take it out of the pan, I drizzle it on top of the bacon, let it caramelize a minute, and then throw that on the plate or put it on my toast, and it's delicious. Yeah, honey and hot sauce on your bacon. Right at the end. Don't put it at the top. It'll burn. It'll get nasty.
Yeah.
Right at the end, let it caramelize a little bit. You're all set. Very good.
And with
I
the
like
way
bacon.
bacon cooks, you definitely don't want to put it on in the beginning or your eyes will be swole shut.
Oh yeah.
What
With
is
your
that?
pizza,
Yeah.
Harper, do you guys do your pizza places not have crushed red pepper? that you can
It does.
sprinkle in?
Yeah.
Oh, I
It
load my
does.
pizza up with that. Oh, I love that.
See, now I'm a Hoosier, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know what a Hoosier is, but that's what they call people from Indiana, Hoosiers. I don't know why we call them Hoosiers, but the thing is, Hoosiers can't pronounce anything right, and they're probably the redneckiest Northerners you're ever going to meet. Okay,
Is it called the Hoosier State?
it is called the Hoosier State. Yeah, yeah, we are Hoosiers for some reason. No idea where that came from, but we are Hoosiers. So I'm a Hoosier, and Hoosiers put ranch on everything. And so I've dipped pizza in ranch sauce.
Oh, yeah.
I've,
Oh, yeah.
Flat out dunking it. You know, and
I've done
still
that
delicious.
too.
I
But
don't
my
think.
biggest guilty pleasure is probably butter.
Wow, butter.
Butter.
Have you heard about this thing where they like take butter and put it in coffee, like this something? It's a specific kind of butter.
Yeah, Fraga does it. Because I remember being confused when he talked about it, but then he said it was a specific kind of butter.
Yeah, it's like some like.
And Fraga does it. And I cannot remember what kind of butter.
Fraga
it was,
does it. I'm definitely not going to do it.
It blew my mind when he was talking about it.
That guy's crazy. He is crazy.
It made me want it, but I didn't know. I don't think I'd ever seen whatever kind of butter it
I love coffee. If I didn't think having a cup of coffee right now would keep me up all night, I would have a cup of coffee right now. I love coffee. I'm a member of this coffee tea club thing, whatever, right? And they send me coffee. And they sent me this one called Kentucky Bourbon. And oh my gosh.
That sounds...
I could easily be an alcoholic. I'm not lying.
Right?
Alcoholism runs in my family. I've had several members of my family go down that road, right? And I love, and my daughter got the same gene. She loves alcohol, like the taste of it and the smell of it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, kid, you got to be careful. Like it will.
Yeah.
We have to be careful. But that Kentucky bourbon, I'm like, oh, it's the right aroma, the right taste. Has just a little bit of that bourbon flavor to it. And I mean, it is like, and obviously no alcohol because just the grounds are basically, they were roasted in it or whatever. But man, I mean, delicious. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I just ran out of the little pouch. I can almost
smell that just thinking about it. Like,
I just ran out of the little pouch. I have the thing where you can fill up the K-cups and do it in my Keurig. So I can do it. I only got like 3 cups out of it. And I'm already like, man, I need to buy some of that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go buy some of that. Oh man, it was so
I
good.
get into trouble when I found Kentucky bourbon cordial cherries. I do not like normal cordial cherries. They're too sweet. That syrup crap in there is just way too sweet. Kentucky bourbon cordial cherries replaces that gooiness with some different gooiness.
My mother and father-in-law got me a hot sauce set for Christmas one year, and one of the flavors was bourbon cayenne. Kentucky bourbon cayenne is one of my favorite hot sauces. I mean, I'm like, it's perfect on like pork and turkey and stuff like that. It's really, really good. It's nice, savory. It's like a sophisticated hot sauce,
right?
Yeah.
You don't put this on your wings when you have a bib on. This is for something.
So let me clear up something for you here, Craig. When I said bacon earlier, I meant real bacon, not that stuff that you guys got up there in the Great White North.
Meal bacon, yeah.
That's just hot ham. What you've got is hot ham.
I remember my first ever experience with Canadian bacon. I was upset. I had been bamboozled.
Hot ham.
I was a little kid, and my mom was like, "We got a Canadian pizza. It's got Canadian bacon on it." And I just remember being a kid going, "Oh yay, bacon! Cool, Canada bacon!" And then I was sitting there like, when it came, and I remember going, "Where's the bacon? It's on there. That's what that is." And I'm like, "That's not bacon. That's ham. Where's the bacon?" They were like, "That's Canadian bacon," and I was like, "Do they not have bacon in Canada?" I was
I'm
not sure concerned and very upset.
Yeah.
So I have a British friend, and I had expressed to him my displeasure with Canadian bacon, right? And he goes, "Well, you've never had English bacon." And I'm like, "Well, is it different?" He goes, "Oh yeah, it's different." He goes, "You can't get it here." And he goes, "But I've got a recipe. I'm going to cure my own bacon." And so he takes weeks and cures this bacon. And he calls me. He's like, "Luke, it's done. I want you to come over and have a piece of bacon." And I'm like, "You're inviting me over for your house for a piece of bacon?" "Sure, I'll go." So we go, and he literally cuts off this big slab of meat, of pork belly. And it's like, but it's cured. It's got the crisp. It's beautiful, juicy. It's perfect. It's like a little tenderloin.
Yeah.
That's how they eat bacon. And I'm like, this is a beautiful thing. It almost makes me wish that you guys would have won in 1776. Almost.
I need this bacon in my life.
Yeah, almost.
I'm okay. I'm okay with crispy, I don't know, wiggly American bacon.
Oh yeah, I love that stuff. I'll wrap anything in that stuff.
Mm.
Right?
Bacon makes anything better. Makes everything better.
That's how you get me to eat things that I don't normally like, dude. You wrap it in bacon or drown it in cheese, and I will eat it.
Blue Titty says that's how I felt the first time I had a pot pie. There were vegetables in it, and considering I was expecting like cherries or something,
Yes.
I just felt very betrayed.
See, when I was
Pot
a kid,
pie.
I didn't know that there was such thing as pies that weren't dessert.
But have you had a mincemeat pie?
Yeah.
See, that's a dessert pie, disguised as a dessert pie, but really it's just trash.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the worst. Like, well, what's in it? Like, well, whatever we had available. Like,
Whatever
so-
we couldn't compost.
So you,
Leftover
so
stuff,
you,
yeah.
So you use kitty litter and toe jam to make this pie?
Mm.
Well, no,
That's
it's all
why-
vegetables. Like, is it veg? Oh, no, they said no, it's all fruit. And I go, well, is it fruit that humans eat? Like, because it tastes like it's made from crab
It
apples.
came from fruit that humans ate.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was really bad. Now, my favorite pie is strawberry rhubarb.
Yes.
But I recently learned that you've got to be careful with rhubarb because that stuff will kill you if they don't make it
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, as good as strawberry rhubarb is, that is a gamble I'm willing to take.
My grandmother used to make the best strawberry rhubarb pie. Oh my god, it was so good.
Man, when they get the mix right, and they get enough sugar in it,
Yeah.
but it's still tart. Oh man, it is so good. I'm sitting there, I'm salivating thinking about
Yeah.
pie.
Now I want some
Making me
freaking
hungry.
pie.
She had to boil the hell out of that rhubarb though, man. I mean,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was the longest part.
Well, good news is, I do have my British friend got me hooked on these.
Oh, Jammy Dodgers!
Jammy Dodgers, raspberry filled Jammy Dodgers.
Cute.
Yeah, so I do have my shortbread cookies filled with delicious. I don't know. It's supposed to be jam, obviously, but it could be something. And the reason why they hey, we know you like Doctor Who.
Right.
Oh, which okay. Man, I just keep going tonight. Did you hear?
Yep,
Doctor
I've
Who.
seen.
We got a new doctor. Got a new doctor coming. Oh man.
We
The
already got
franchise struggles so bad they bring back an old favorite.
Yeah.
Only for 3 episodes.
Yeah, I was briefly like, damn it, that is my favorite Doctor. And I'm like, nah, they didn't get me back.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna watch it.
You tell me. You tell me how it is.
I will.
I don't know how they're going to explain him transitioning quickly into that other new doctor.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, they're doing like this huge bait and switch, only they already told everybody their game plan, which is
Is he really?
dumb too.
Yeah, that's after Tennant is going to.
After Tenet, he's going to be a gay guy.
Yeah. So after 3 episodes, they're going to move right into this new guy.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
probably won't watch it then.
Yeah,
I
it's only,
I just don't need woke stuff shoved down my throat.
It's
yeah,
not.
it's
It's
only
not
a couple
even that.
episodes in it.
It's
And
not
they
even that the
half-assed
guy
it.
is. It's not even that the guy is gay. He's like over the top, performative, flamboyant,
Yeah.
like
God.
1980s cartoon or sitcom gay. You know.
Caricature.
Well, that's just offensive.
Right? It should be. But people eat it up. Look how inclusive! He's
Oh
flaming!
my god! No, he's gay and he's black.
No, I still
Oddly
haven't
enough,
watched
two
anything.
things historically in this country have not been good have not been easy for people. You know?
I still haven't watched anything past 2018, so all this stuff just flies past me.
Yeah. I stopped watching halfway through Capaldi's season because Capaldi's a heck of an actor, but man, they did not write those seasons well for him. The writing was garbage, and the scenes were just
Right, I was excited for himself, but they could not decide how they wanted his character to be. he was completely inconsistent as a character.
Yeah, it was not entertaining.
It wasn't like he was a character development. It was just
they were still trying to do Matt Smith when they had freaking
he was
Capaldi.
just broken.
Yeah, and Capaldi was, obviously older, and the filming regimen for that was difficult, and they wanted him to do Matt Smith type scenes, and he's an old man, he's
yeah, and they should have, because at first it seemed like they were going with what I kind of liked, right?
Yeah.
They were going with a kind of crotchety older doctor that was also a bit disconnected from the whole human thing,
Yeah.
He was very much more alien.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I like this. We're going back. This is good. But then just all of a sudden he had a personality change where he's like, no, I'm whimsical and all this other goofy shit now.
Here's the thing.
Capaldi... Nope. Now I'm deep and tragic and emo. And I'm like, what the hell is going on?
I did not buy Capaldi as whimsical.
Yeah.
It was
so
no.
forced, and it's like, what are they doing?
You do not have an actor with that much gravitas do whimsy. Yeah. No, you write scenes at that point, actual scenes that are happening, not just events. And yes, the writing wasn't very good. And
this is a situation where they have different directors, because I find that screws up a lot of TV shows where they just keep flip-flopping directors.
They were with him because when Tennant left, he took the best writer they had with him. They both decided, that had been doing New Doctor Who up to that point, and everything made sense for the most part up to that point. He left. When Tennant left, they had a little bit for Matt Smith planned already, and then it was just every episode was a different writer or something, and they were just not comparing notes.
Well, and the thing is, they wrote Matt Smith, they wrote that storyline into a corner.
Mm-hmm.
It's where do you go from here? How do you reset?
Because they had some that Tennant, that the writer, Davies, I think, the writer left for them. They had a season of stuff to work with Matt Smith or something, of storyline, I think, already ready to go.
Yeah.
And then, after that, it was just getting passed from writer to writer to writer per episode. And
they just kept trying to one-up and overdo, outdo themselves. And it got to the point to where it was this time-ending, time-altering kind of stuff. And then it's and then it just goes away. Right? And then they just...
all right, we're done with that.
Yeah, and then now after the big time, which you've got all the doctors, you've got 13 doctors
that was cool.
to do this thing, right? After that, what do you do from there? Well,
they did actually. They used that and managed to give themselves an out.
They did, but
they were slowly writing the entire series into a corner, technically.
Yeah, they were.
So that did get them out of that corner, and it made it make enough sense.
So they had written the entire series into a corner. They wrote all of that into a corner. People were upset, but you know what? It should have ended there. Honestly, sometimes things do need to end. I was talking about The Walking Dead, about The Walking Dead today. I was looking, I saw what I call a card on the TV where it flips up. Walking Dead. It had Daryl on there. And I said, you know what? I said, you remember when they said, if Daryl dies, we riot? My wife goes, yeah. And I said, well, they should have killed Daryl. They should have killed him. When everyone said, if you kill Daryl, we riot. Daryl dies, we riot. They said they should have killed him right then and there. And they didn't, and they messed it up.
Stop shows is when they really, really hit their peak, but you finish the storyline, it's really easy to give it closure. But that's when the shows are also at their peak of popularity. And so the showrunners are like, no, we're going to milk this thing. So then you end up remembering that show not as remember how awesome that show was. Shame it, shame it in it.
Honestly, that
instead,
was my point
remember
about...
how cool that show used to be at the very beginning, and then they ran it into ground. Now it's known for being crap.
Honestly, that was my point about Daryl. I said, so look here.
That
I
was
said, here's the deal.
X-Files for me.
I said, here's the deal with Daryl. I said, number one, when did we stop watching the show? She goes, well, after Carl died.
No.
After Carl died, we stopped watching the show. I said, that's right. You know why? We stopped writing the show because Kirkman had it right the first time he wrote it. Carl was the future. Carl was the one that was going to take over after Rick goes. Well, you do away with that. Doesn't matter what you do with Judith, okay? You know, with little ass kicker, as Daryl calls her.
But
Like,
Supernatural too. Yep.
Supernatural, the same thing. But so after that, people just naturally started trailing off of the show, right? Some people stayed a little bit longer, but when Carl died, he didn't make it that far. That's pretty funny. Yeah, Carl dies, right? And I was like, okay, it was like the hope of the show, the hope of the future of the story died with him. And so I just naturally, we are as a family, we used to watch it religiously. You know, it was Sunday night. Church Sunday morning, Walking Dead Sunday night. You know, that was our thing. And we just moved away from it. And I said, here's the other thing that I thought about with that whole situation with Daryl. Norman Reedus was so popular that if he would have died, like his character would have died, and he would have been free agent, he could have walked on any other show and became Norman Reedus.
Yeah.
He's now just Daryl.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
They did
He's
it with
just Daryl.
X-Files. They should have ended it when David Duchovny said he was leaving. He said he had one more season in him. They had a whole season to wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
And instead, they kept going after he left with pretty much a completely new cast. Scully's entire personality changed into Mulder's. So that they would still have a Mulder character, and they brought in new skeptics, basically. And it's, I left.
But that doesn't work because you have to understand the showrunners, Craig Daniels for The Office, understands this very well. Actually talks about this, that a character can have 5% character growth. Like, you can move that character 5% because people can believe a 5% change over a season.
You can't
flip them.
Yeah, it's not a complete flip in the span of.
180 has to take. It takes a drastic event for that to take place, and usually those drastic events are usually showstoppers, right? So yeah, I mean, but think about it. They did it with Topher Grace. They kept that season going after he left, instead of just ending the show, and saying, hey, it's been a good run. They take away the voice of reason. They take away it'd be like if I take away Trash Man from Hybrids. He's the gateway. He's the eyes that everyone sees the story through. If you take away that, it's like, okay, yeah, that'd be stupid. But do I take him away? Because someone dies in the next book. Who do I take away?
Not your babies. Kill the whatever. I can't remember.
Kill the bad guys?
No, there's always kill your characters you love. Yeah, there you go.
I kill the ones I love the most.
The Walking Dead, though, I was reading that back in 2003. So, I mean, right off the beginning with the TV show, I was disappointed because, I mean, the comic book was so good. It was like they did such a great job with the comic book. The show,
they really did, yeah.
Yeah, the show never reached that level.
Well, Norman, they liked him so much.
There it is. Kill your darlings. I knew I'm tired. She got it.
They made a. Yeah,
kill your babies.
Kill your babies. Kill your babies.
Always kill your babies.
Eat the rich. What? What? Yeah, but it was. Yeah, they made a few mistakes along the way there. They've done that a lot too, and then
Supernatural created a whole new like a modern term for jumping the shark is killing death. That's Supernatural.
Killing death,
yeah. Killing death and no real repercussions for death not existing anymore. Yeah. That's when I dropped. I was like, excuse me.
Listen, we talk about people in comic books dying and coming back, right? But how many times did the Winchester boys die and come back?
Every season.
Yeah, like it's
it was like clockwork. Okay, this season Sam's in trouble. That means next season Dean's gonna die. All right.
yeah.
This season Dean is dying. That means next season it's Sam's turn again.
It got old.
Yep.
It got old.
Like I said, I managed to follow. I made fun of it, but still was entertained up until killing Death to save Sam.
We were talking about Beth and I were talking about Riverdale this morning as well. So we're like, yeah, and she was like, she goes, they lost me when it came to the aliens or whatever. I'm like, there's aliens? I said, you pretty much, you almost lost me at incestuous twins. So you almost lost me there. You definitely lost me at religious farm where they're harvesting organs. I was gone with that one. I was like, yeah, no, I'm out. I'm done. Yeah.
Nice ending for season 5 and didn't make another episode ever. I gotta remember when killing Death happened.
Remember when the Winchesters found out that this guy had been writing a story about him?
Yeah.
That everything they had was in the story. It was on his shelves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
liked
was
their
stupid.
funny episodes. Well, I liked their funny episodes, and technically, the way they were writing it, they could have done anything. What ticked me off was when they moved off of the fact that they could do anything, right? Supernatural, anything. And they were, for a while, all sorts of different creatures from all sorts of different myths and, stuff like that. And then they went straight, no, it's just going to be all the Bible. It's just all Christian stuff, and
it was
no more
so
Monster
bad.
Week. Yeah, no
Here's
more
the
Monster
thing.
Week. No more any other religion.
Yeah,
Just-
here's what they did. They lost all their Christian viewers because they're like, yeah, this is stupid. And they lost all their other viewers who don't like that stuff. They're like, yeah, this is too Christian. When
was
you've
just
got
like,
Christians and non-Christians going, this is too Christian.
Right.
I
I was sitting there, at the time, I was like, look, I don't mind them exploring all the different Christian stuff because they're exploring all other different
Angels
religions
and demons
stuff.
are always fun to explore.
Right. And
But
I'm
man,
like,
they
I don't mind them messing with that stuff. And I was like, but then that was the only thing they had pulled from after they got to the point where it was all
when Booger
Christian stuff.
when Booger is an angel that's in charge. I don't buy it.
The other thing
sorry.
that really still kind of miffs me is the fact that they technically in an episode there's a kid that's supposed to be the Antichrist that's out there somewhere. Never visit that again past that episode. They're just like, yeah, the Antichrist is out there. He can do this stuff. But then they also have that they found out that they had a half brother that they ended up getting locked in like hell or something. Sacrificed himself basically, that they were supposed to, we're gonna figure out how to get you out of here. Never mention him again after that. Don't even think about him. Don't even mention him. He's down there somewhere suffering for their sake. They don't even mention he exists after that episode.
Thought you guys were coming back for me, man.
It's kind of like the one that kind of bummed me out. It was actually a Doctor Who. It was a Tennant episode, The Doctor's Daughter, where she regenerates at the very end and takes off to go on adventures. And it's like, cool. So where's she at? Where's she now? Like, how is she not? How have they never crossed paths or thought about her ever again?
Well, because she married Tennant and had a baby.
Well, yeah. But she was already doing that while she was being his daughter in the show.
What's funny is her dad played the Doctor.
Mm-hmm. She really was the Doctor's daughter.
So the Doctor's daughter played the Doctor's daughter, married the Doctor, and then had the Doctor's daughter.
Mm-hmm. It is pretty cool. But I also think that she should at least be thought about, past that episode. You don't just make a character that everybody's like, oh, interesting. I wonder how this, will work out. And then let's never talk about that character again. Loki became Gabriel. Yeah,
He's just a half brother, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's a half brother. They cared about him until they covered the
that
hole,
guy.
and then they were like,
Screw that guy.
Kid thinks we care.
He must have been a ginger.
Crowley, yes.
Yeah, Peter Davison's daughter.
I love Crowley.
Georgia. Yes.
Crowley's probably why I stayed on.
Crowley was.
As
I
long as
liked.
I did.
Well, you know, I liked that angel guy. What was his name?
Oh, Misha Collins.
Misha
You mean the dude that
Collins.
played him?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's
Misha
the
Collins.
dude that played him. His story was funny because out of all of them, that dude loved the fans the most. He loved doing conventions. He loved the fans.
Awesome.
Like the other ones were like conventions. Okay.
That's what I loved about Captain Jack.
Yeah.
From Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
That dude loves the fans, man.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a bisexual character done well.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know that the actor is, is homosexual, and nobody cares. The guy is an amazing dude.
Right.
Nobody cares, and the character was so well written. See, that was the thing about Davies.
He played it into his character, but that was not the character. That was just a side note. That
Davies wrote characters that were very much about sex, right?
Yeah.
But no one cared about their sexuality. That wasn't the most defining thing about their character. What was really defining about Captain Jack was kind of his heroism and the fact that everybody wanted to be with Captain Jack. I mean, he's dead sexy, right?
He was the charisma guy. That charisma would get him into trouble and get him out of trouble.
Jack was omnisexual, yes.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, and Castiel is the actual character's
Castiel.
name. But what I like about Misha is that voice that Castiel does.
Yeah.
Castiel was supposed to be a one-off character. He was supposed to come in for like a couple of episodes. So Misha came up with that voice for him because that was supposed to be it. And then they decided, no, Castiel's going to come back more. Castiel's going to be a regular character.
Batman
now.
voiced him.
And he was hurting himself doing that voice. He's like, I have many regrets.
I like it when Castiel went from being all like brooding to being like goofy stupid.
Yeah.
Like when they started allowing him to be, Misha.
But what was nice though is there was they slowly went into that. He went from duty bound, doing this thing,
and they explained why. It was like this massive event. Like, okay, everything that I've been fighting for that I thought was so important doesn't really matter. Like I was sold out to this, and it doesn't exist. So, what do I do now?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a dude going through a midlife crisis,
Yeah, love it. I really liked that, and he likes that because he was able to soften the voice a little bit.
Yeah.
He was like, that development was allowing me to stop being as.
Yeah.
Whatever.
A little bit of Misha came through there, but yeah, I liked it when it first came out. I loved it. But yeah, I quickly moved away from it. But a lot of shows do that these days, really. They really do.
Yeah. I stuck with it longer than it was because I was just like, I don't know. Just want to see where it's going with this. I really liked the characters. They killed Death, and I was like, you know what? I liked that character too.
Yeah.
He was cool. Death was cool. And you really that's jumping the shark. That is a supernatural jumping the shark. And
let's kill Death.
You're getting in such this cycle so much that you're like, how do we one up it now? Well, what we can really do is kill Death now.
Kill Death.
Yeah.
Well, that's stupid. I have big things planned, but they've all been planned for a very long time. We won't be killing Death, and we won't be jumping the shark.
I think no matter how popular something gets, they need to still have an end game and just stick to it.
It's very hard when things get thrown around between writer to writer to writer to writer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's one of the biggest problems. I mean, you see it in plenty of other media too, is when you have it being passed along, like somebody can quit doing something, but it doesn't quit with them.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, these TV shows, they have turnarounds in their writing rooms like every season,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like you might have one or two big guys that keep it somewhat focused, but they're always passing the work off to everybody else. So.
Yeah, for them, it's they're just hiring somebody to do a thing and then counting the dollars that come in from the views. So the people running the entire thing are probably sitting there going, all right, well, it really picked up right here, so let's just keep doing this exact same thing for like 10 more seasons.
So honestly, I think that is why manga and anime does so well, because
most of them have an ending.
Well, most of them have an ending.
Same people doing the
but
same.
It's the same people doing over, and the good ones, the ones that last, honor the source material. So let's use One Piece. Like we know, One Piece is it's 1,000 issues now, or more. It's coming up on that with episodes as well. The same guy runs it, like he's run the story, and the anime follows the manga. It's all like continuity is not an issue unless he screws up. If he keeps his storytelling going well, the story keeps going well, right?
I wish that worked with all anime adaptations of manga, but a lot of times the studio will be like, all right, you only have 2 volumes, but it's popular as hell, so we're just gonna make shit up.
Right,
and that
yeah.
sucked.
And those are the ones that the fans know, and when you see that happen, they know it's not going to be successful. They know it's not.
I don't know why they still try it. I don't know why they don't just wait
Money.
to adapt something until it's finished.
That's also what made Star Wars great too, was that the expanded universe had its own rules, and even though you could jump around in the timeline because this all took place a long, long time ago in a galaxy far away, it lived within the confines of the rules of the expanded universe, and Disney took all that and just threw that out the window, and all of a sudden,
They had all that material that they could have pulled
turn
from.
all that into movies and TV shows and everything. Just take out those books and recreate them.
I think what pissed me off the most was when, I don't think it was the first movie. I guess it's got to be the second one. The
Last Jedi.
Yeah, The Last Jedi. When it came out, they
Skywalker or something
actually had somebody come out and say, I can't remember if that was like a interview or what, but they went, you got to understand, we don't have much material to work with.
What?
Kathleen Kennedy herself said
Kathleen
that. Actually.
Kennedy
Yes,
does.
and
But they don't have
everybody
this. They don't have
voted
source
because
material.
they're like, entire expanded universe plus what fucking George Lucas left you guys specifically that you went, oh, thanks. Nah.
All they had to do was do his 3 scripts, and if they would have been successful, they would have made him money. If they would have flopped, they said they could have put the blame on George. I mean, it's an easy out.
Come out and go, you don't understand. We don't have that much to work from. We're working from scratch here.
If they had done that,
Nobody's
then
gonna believe that.
we wouldn't have had pansexual
Lando Calrissian.
Yeah. I mean,
wait, he's pansexual now?
These things are
Yeah,
important.
he's in a relationship with his robot. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was stupid. Which is actually the computer for the Falcon, Millennium Falcon, and
yeah.
I mean that was a little funny, kind of a throwback. It's like it's a dialect. This, there were some funny aspects to it, but yeah, just.
Well, when you break the lore and you break what the fans love about something, and you're just making it up on a whim from episode to episode, everyone picks it up, right? And everyone's always looking for their escape to move on to something else. So it's a good way to just lose people.
Craig, Vic, we got both you guys here.
Yep.
Just promise me you won't screw up your stories, please.
No.
Just, Craig, you tell your orangutan sci-fi space story, and Vic, you tell your sexed up fantasy pirate. You just tell that story, okay? Do it well, and don't screw it up, guys. Don't screw it up. You've got so much opportunity here, but I believe in you.
Thank you.
So I really do. Guys, it is late. We're at 2 hours. I started trying to do this an hour ago. Man, you get me on my rants, and it just happens. But oddly enough, we've had people staying with us through these crazy rants. I want to thank the chat for being here. Thank you so much. Appreciate your patronage to the channel. It means the world to me. Please remember to do the like and subscribe. Ring the bell for more of these. I stream to this channel. Cooper from Telepathic Bunny Comics streams to this channel through the week from time to time. I will probably be doing a live draw stream tomorrow. I've decided I want to draw Black Adam. So I'm going to draw Black Adam. And so, mostly because I want to make some money at conventions on some Black Adam prints. So why not? So I might do a draw stream tomorrow. We have Nerd Bacon Thursday morning. That is safe for work, but sometimes a little spicy. Like I said, I like to put honey and hot sauce on my bacon. So it depends on the morning, I guess. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you guys very much.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to thank my co-host Piper for being here. Piper is a wonderful addition to the channel. And we are right now, as I think who said it? Somebody said that we're creatives conjoined twins at the moment.
Oh yeah, I can't remember who said that.
We kind of are. I really like working with Piper. Person of great talent. So you guys definitely need to check out Rift Riders. We are less than $200 away from not funding that. It's already funded. From hitting $10,000. We have less than a week to go. Or maybe just add a week to go now. We have a week to go on that, and I think we can get there, guys. With your help, we can get there. Check out Soltac. We had a good look at that last week, and so Craig, thanks for being here, just hanging out with us this week.
Thanks so much.
Here to put a little spotlight on Beowar. And Vic, thank you so much for being here tonight, so we can show off your campaign, and thanks for just having some fun with us. We like to just have some fun.
Yeah,
it's good to be on a stream with Vic too.
Yeah, it was great. Finally get to be on a stream with Matt here. We communicate back and forth on Twitter all the time, you know.
That's what I like most about this, is meeting everyone that I talked to on Twitter for 2 years. It's really cool.
Yeah, these are fun. So here's what I've learned about the chat. Okay. Most of the time, they don't need a 30-minute commercial about a campaign. What they want is to hear the creator talk. You know, they want to get to know who they are a little bit. They want to find out, you know, what are you doing that's special? But they really like to get to know your personality. The best way to do that is through kind of this loose conversational stuff. And I find that for me, I mean, I've done a lot of these. I don't know. I know, Vic, you've done a lot of crowdfunding too, haven't you?
I've been involved in several projects, over the years, Yeah.
So, I mean, Rift Riders is my...
It's your baby.
24th, 25th
My baby elite.
crowdfunding.
Yeah.
Hybrids, next Hybrids will be 20-something crowdfunding campaigns that I've been in, a part of. 12 or 13 that have been on my shoulders to do,
Yeah.
And so I've learned through all of that shilling that the commercials don't do so well. That people getting to know me, you know, and then hearing really the nuts and bolts of the project, and, you know, hearing a few spoilers. I find people really like spoilers.
They really do. They say they don't, but they do.
They really like spoilers, and sometimes they forget the spoilers. So this arc that I'm currently on Hybrids, I decided to do something different. I give away the ending at the beginning. I do the thing like they do in horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where like you know that the bad guy's coming. You know the bad guy is behind the curtain. But the person that walks in doesn't know that. But you know they're going to find the person. Like, are they going to find him? Are they going to survive? Or that whole thing. So
that's the one thing you hold back, right?
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to do with this series. I wanted people to know that there is going to be a battle at the end, and that it is not going to be pretty. But the question is, who lives? Who dies? And people do die, and I allow some to live. I'm not very benevolent in this particular arc. But I find that's, so when you start giving some of those spoilers away, people like it. And I've given spoilers that people never, it's just enough to get people involved and interested in the stories.
Especially at the indie level, right? Especially if you're at the beginning indie level. Like, I've been parts of different campaigns before. This is my first one. That's just me. This is my baby. It's much different when it's your own project. You're running everything like that. And my whole thing is this.
Thanks,
Aside from
Fantastic Core.
people knowing some of my artwork, they don't know about my ideas. They don't know about my story that I want to tell and everything. I'm like, I just give it all away, right? Except for a couple things that I hold back, right?
Yeah, you gotta leave a couple of surprises for them, but for the most
Yeah.
part, they want to know what's
You wanna-
happening. Yeah.
You want to bring people in and get excited about what you're doing. In fact, what I do is a lot of the way I shaped the story for Beowar was bouncing off the different story elements off of my chat, off of my live streams.
Nice.
You know, I let the chat help and influence and inform the story of Beowar, and they dig it. They love getting into that. They feel part of it. You know.
Well, you're asking them for their money. Money is hard to
Right.
come by these days, So, like, you have to give them a reason to want to give you their money.
Yes.
And, we couldn't do this. Like, right now, I'm fortunate enough right now to say that I'm a full-time artist. That's what I'm doing full-time. Hopefully, I can stay full-time as long as I can get the work. And I can make the sales on the books. I can stay full-time. But right now, I'm full-time. And I can't do that without people buying my book, without fans, without people getting to know me. And these people that say, well, my work speaks for itself. I'm like, well, no, it doesn't. Nobody, it doesn't have a voice. Like, you have to sometimes get out there in a world of TikToks and tweets. A well thought out and crafted story is sometimes overshadowed by tidbits of entertainment out there. And so, yeah, it by the time we have the idea and are able to produce it and publish it, fads have changed.
Well,
As
they're going to, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like the problem. I know Piper's working on Mermaid. Ariel, Mermaid. The Little Mermaid. And it's it's one of those things like, wow, you guys got to work fast so that you can capitalize on the movie coming out.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Because if you try to put it out, let's say 4 months after the movie comes out,
nope,
you're gonna lose that flow, that ebb of the culture that's going behind it. So yeah,
we're straight promoting since that trailer dropped. And the campaign is set to launch the same month the movie is supposed to release.
There you go. Yeah, that's ideal. But that's how we have to work. And then then the book comes out. I mean, it just takes so long. I've had the end of this story of hybrids written for ages, really, in my head, and a couple of years now on paper. The exception of the last issue, and I'm just trying to fit it into 32 pages. I might actually have to make it longer. Oops, my bad. I'm just having so much fun with it, and, I've got other places to go, but this is when we finally in issue 12 we really wrap up the kind of the big the current antagonist, and we move on to a new one, new ones. There's always. You cut off one
you can
head.
keep it going as long as One Piece if you really want to.
Yeah, you cut off one head of the.
Make more bad guys.
Yeah.
The Little Mermaid book will definitely, when it actually is out and getting into people's hands, then it's going to have to rely 100% on its own quality and merit and entertainment value, and hopefully, if it's good. And everybody likes it, then I was gonna say, then if there's other ones, it shouldn't need to rely on like good timing. It should just be, oh good, I have the first one. Yeah.
Right.
And,
the timing's gonna be probably like the killer that sells it right off the bat. But if he's got everything put in there and solid, then he'll have the return customers. That's the key.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, because I wrote like a real comprehensive plot so that, you know, this story's existence will make sense. But like, just the outline is so long that I'm like, guys, we can make a lot of books out of this. This is a lot of plot here and a lot of action.
There's a lot to work with, yeah. But yeah, but yeah, all right. Well, 2 hours, 32 minutes, 53 seconds, 54 seconds, 55 seconds.
Sorry about that. My second went hit the second
Yeah,
you were
it did.
like, "Just wrap up." My brain went, "Oh shit, it was showtime."
And then I ranted, and then here we are. Here we are. But guys, it's been fun hanging out. Thank you guys for showing up. Yeah.
Justice for Pluto.
Yeah. Justice for Pluto. Vic, yeah,
And
thanks for
dinosaurs.
coming and showing us your book and what's going on. A couple more days left to help that out. It is funded. Let's help get it to the next level. Soltac is
It's funded.
You got 35 days left.
But more backers I get, the better. 'Cause, you know.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We're only at 38 backers. We need to get you up to 50. So let's get him to 50. Let's get Beowar to 80.
Oh, let me put this out there. Something I didn't say before. The first 100 backers on Beowar get a free sketch card.
See ya.
Oh snap!
There you go. Oh, look at that.
So the first 100 backers get a free sketch card. So if you're one of the first 100 backers, right now we've got 72. So there's like 28 more people can get a free sketch card.
There, guys, go get on that thing. Oh, I like that one.
I'm loving this, like Allie the Barbarian kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, the Alizon? Yeah.
It just looks like it just Allie and fucking.
Yeah, but you gotta. I mean,
Really
it's
cool
a vicious.
outfit.
The story that we've come up with for Alizon, it's totally vicious. It is more a horror story than it is a barbarian story, but
Makes
a
sense.
horror story set in a barbarian world. Yeah, it's incredible.
Definitely makes.
Yeah.
On brand. Hell yeah. And she's just really cool looking.
All right, well, guys, let's call it a night. Got a video. We're gonna show this video. We'll let this play out, and so you guys can you guys have a good night. Remember, try to build up more than you tear down. Leave the wood pile a little bit higher. You found it, and have a safe time out there. Be careful out there. And we're gonna play this. We're gonna play this video. Here you go.
Love the flow. 69. Now it's time for new, believable people, and we must do it. If we don't control insiders, this will be over and over. To lead by an any big fat love, find common ground to hold the spread of lies, and we must do it big fat love, find common ground to hold the spread of lies, and any America first, America first, non-fatal. We want to build a much better, believable people, and we must do it non-fatal. Communication very much higher. America first. To lead by an any insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. More of insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. America first. Love the flow. 69. Now it's time for new, believable people, and we must do it. If we don't control insiders, this will be over and over. To lead by an any big fat love, find common ground to hold the spread of lies, and we must do it big fat love, find common ground to hold the spread of lies, and any America first, America first, non-fatal. We want to build a much better, believable people, and we must do it non-fatal. Communication very much higher. Insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. More of insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. America first. Love the flow.